Yeah. Good morning. It's Thursday. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out and join us today. Like this video. Feel free to share it out. Let us know what do you have going on today because we're giving away a pair of tickets. You can win. You can be a winner today. I think you already are a winner, but you can be a double winner today. What can they win today?
Today they're going to win some passes to the League City Music Festival and Barbecue Cook-Off that's taking place in 2 weeks. They gave us like 80 tickets to give away. So we're like trying to get rid of these tickets. Not trying to get rid of them, trying to bless people with them and try to get it away. People give us stuff to give away all the time, and we try our best to make sure that we get those handed out appropriately. And the best way, I had a conversation yesterday with the Sloppy Knicks owner, Giorgio, and he said, man, I haven't seen that video yet that you guys came in and shot. And I said, I know, it's just so busy, so packed, but we're going to get that done because he's like, I want to bless people with free stuff, free food from Sloppy Knicks. So definitely enjoy giving stuff away. So this is for the League City Music Festival and Barbecue Cook-Off. Like, share, comment on this video for that chance to win. We're also going to be making some announcements later today, maybe during the show as well, who's going to walk away with those Goat Yoga Houston tickets, as well as the Bon Temps Roller Cajun Throwdown winners as well.
Yeah, if you have something you want us to give away, we'll do it in the best way possible. Chime in. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. Again, let us know what do you have going on today. It's Thursday. I can't tell if it's supposed to rain today or not. I was looking at Facebook last night, and I saw Fox 26 had put a video out where it was like, hey, it's 100% chance of rain all day long. But I woke up this morning, and it was just overcast. And so right now, I'm looking at Lamarcus, 64 degrees. Obviously, it's not raining outside right now. But then at 9 a.m., it says 100% chance of rain. And those odds, if you like rain, that's great. If you're trying to not get wet, hey, you better take an umbrella with you. So make your plans accordingly, and let us know. Let us know.
One of the things that I feel like even with that 100% weather report that it's going to rain, if I said that on the air, you would be like, oh, Curt, that's not happening.
100% chance of rain?
If I said there was 100% chance of rain, you'd still be like, oh, Curtsy, the cornless Casper, you're still wrong. Remember
if it doesn't rain, then yeah, you would be wrong. I'm just looking at this at my phone right now. That's what it says. But I was looking at it last night.
Yeah.
And I shared it out from KHEA, that Doppler, because it was live. I think that's kind of cool. Like when the news does that, they send out like a live feed of the Doppler and it's moving. And it was the exact same thing over and over again, but there was like 150 people watching. Watching the exact same image over and over. There's nothing else.
No audio.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't understand. Okay. You're going to get me on my soapbox.
Never mind. Change the subject. Hey, guess what? Hey, the Rockets won last night. That's cool. So they blew out the Utah Jazz again. So they're going to be going to Utah. So best of luck to them. And, man, I'm a big basketball fan. That's cool.
Good change there because I was just about ready to lose it.
On that soapbox.
I was going to go,
Why do they call it a soapbox? Is that – I'm thinking like a box that a bar of soap comes in. I'm sure there's like a whole story behind it. And I don't know. But
can we look that up?
The soapbox is like this big. We got 8 seconds, and we're going to go on the FM right now. So here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It is Thursday morning. TGITH.
No!
I'm thankful for another Thursday. It's 8:40 a.m. I'm excited for the show today. We're going to have Chef Mary Bass and Mr. Chef Mary Bass in studio talking about everything that's going on in the community. Then we're going to have Executive Pastor Catherine Rudolph. She is on the pastoral staff here at Abundant Life. She's going to be letting us know everything that's going on about Easter, everything that's going on with our play, The Road to Emmaus, which is taking place this weekend. You can make your plans accordingly. Hey, whenever you go to an Easter service, what are you looking for? I know there are a lot of people who have home churches, and some people, they go to church whenever they can, but I feel like most people are like, hey, Easter, even if they don't have a home church, they're trying to get into a service. What do you think people are looking for?
I think for me, it's just a matter of where. See, this is hard because one of the things I do miss from my home church, I grew up in a Lutheran church.
The choir.
I do miss There are just certain parts of the service that I do miss.
The hymnals.
I miss reading of the Apostles' Creed. I do miss that.
Like you all had the band Creed play at your church?
No,
That's
it was
awesome.
called the Apostles' Creed, and I miss that. I don't know. I guess for me, I've only ever been to 2 church services, like 2 different like churches in my entire life when it comes to Easter.
Okay, Easter. I was going to say, wow, you've never visited another church in your life besides the one you grew up in?
Yeah, on Easter, though, you know. So
Right.
I have Abundant Life Christian Center, and I have my home church back in Nebraska, the Grace Lutheran Church.
Okay. And that's all you have to go off of.
Yeah, so I guess I couldn't appropriately answer that question, but I do miss the Apostles' Creed. That's the one thing I do miss.
The band Creed played at your church?
That joke wasn't funny the first time.
That's awesome. Dude.
Do you think that joke was funny, Ethan?
I mean,
it's not a joke. It's a legit question. Who doesn't like the band Creed?
You don't know the Apostles' Creed.
I don't know the Apostles' Creed. I know the band Creed. I know the movie Creed. I know the Apostles in the Bible.
Oh, it was, I believe in God the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. I believe in Jesus Christ.
And we're fading out Kurt's mic. So, okay. So it was like a little chant thing that you memorized?
Yeah, it was just a statement of your belief.
Yeah, well, you know, if you missed that, I guess you could still say it at your house. I mean, no one's stopping you from saying that, right? But everybody said it in unison, and that's what made it special for you?
I guess, yeah, maybe. There were just also some songs, too. We sang out of the hymnals a little bit.
That's what I would not miss about church. I remember growing up in Catholic church, and everybody, like, which there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But like, this was
changed the subject before.
Whenever I was like 5 years old, we switched to a different church, and I remember, you know, honestly, like falling asleep in church, you know, and there was kids' church, like Sunday school, and then you got to go into the normal service with your parents, and I was like, Mom, is it time to go yet? And then whenever we switched to another church, it was a non-denominational church. Actually, we started visiting just different churches in the area.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, they have instruments. They're singing. This is cool. You know, it's different from, you know, everybody just kind of singing out of a hymnal or no music at all. But hey, it's Easter, and if you're making plans, come and join us at Abundant Life. If you don't have anywhere to go on Easter, we're located at 601 Delaney Road. KHEA Radio operates out of Abundant Life Christian Center. We've been here for, you know, a long time now, and I'm excited for the Easter play. I'm going to be in the sound booth trying to make sure that Ethan is on task, which I know he will be.
Apparently, I have to stand over Ethan's shoulder during the entire play.
Kurt's going to be making sure Ethan stays on task the entire play as well.
Yes.
Ethan, what is it about you that they feel like people need to keep you on task?
I really don't know. I thought I was good at my job.
Well,
they're like, we need more oversight over Ethan.
The more you know, huh?
The more you know. This is our intern.
Hey, I appreciate you, though, Ethan.
We all appreciate you.
Do I tell you that enough? I feel like I go out of my way to tell you at least once a day that I appreciate you. Do you notice that?
I do.
Okay, good.
So last Friday, we were at Furniture Zone doing our show, right? And this is a funny intern moment. And I was on the phone with you, and I said, Ethan, you did a really good job today. You were back here at the sound booth. You weren't out at Furniture Zone with us. And I said, I didn't fire you today. And you said, what? And I said, I didn't fire you today. And you said, what? And so then I said, I'm firing you. And everyone in the store, like, stopped and was like, wow. Like, literally, like, mouths open, like, did he say that?
We had KHEA Wellness. Like, there was guests, people from Furniture Zone.
That don't know us.
Random customers in the store, and Kurt's just, like, yelling.
Like, I'm firing you.
Have y'all ever met anybody who just likes and craves and needs that attention, or like eyes on them at all times?
I didn't want that, but Ethan begged for it. He asked me 3 times what. And I was like, by that point, I was like, no, I am going to fire you.
And then
but people don't know that we joke about firing Ethan every day. He's not
you
actually
say
fired.
I think it's just you.
Me.
It's like your personal joke.
Yeah, really. I mean, if I ever really had to get fired, Gardy would have to be the one to do it because you do it every day.
I told him, I said, the one day that I take away your name badge that gets you access to all of the doors and stuff here at the church, that's the day you're actually fired.
Wow.
But then he was like, you would just do that just to
P.S. Ethan, Kurt doesn't have the ability to fire anybody.
Nope.
I don't even think he could quit himself.
I can't.
He doesn't have the ability to relieve his own duty. So there's that. So your job is safe.
Yes.
It's nice to know that I'm in a solid place.
And we appreciate you.
Yes.
Appreciate you here.
We said all that to say that we appreciate you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
hey,
you.
let us know. What do you have going on? I see a lot of people are chiming in. Good morning to you as well. It's 8:46. We're giving away a pair of tickets to the League City Music Festival and Barbecue Fest Cook-Off. It's going to be going down right there, I believe, at Walter Hall Park, right off of Highway 3. That park has a ton of events. The Children's Oasis Foundation had their walk there, and it looked like it was a huge success. Shout out to them. We love those guys. Hey, good morning to Robin with Axe Masters. We still need to go throw some axes, and then we need to go to Cupcake Cache. I'm trying to plan the perfect day. If you could plan the perfect day on a rainy weather like this, what would it be?
I don't know. I haven't been to Cupcake Cache in forever. We need to go back.
Yes. You went to Cupcake Cache yesterday?
Wait, no, I did not.
I don't care if you go. I would actually support you going to Cupcake Cache.
I
you
did.
devo.
I went to Cupcake Cache yesterday.
That's awesome.
And I stopped into Sloppy Nick's and did a half of a sloppy pig.
You only ate half of it?
The other half went to the person I was with.
Oh, I was going to say, because I've never seen you, like, not finish your food.
I was like, can I get half of a sloppy pig? They're like, no, take the whole thing. We'll just cut it in half.
Yeah. Well, that would have been the first time you haven't finished your food. What is that about Americans? What do we do? Are we doing something wrong?
No.
Like, if you have, like, a plate in front of you, it's like, well, I can't finish, does that start because they tell kids, like, you got to finish your plate? If you want dessert, you got to finish everything. And then we're giving people bad habits, raising them with, like, to be overweight.
I feel bad when I have to throw away, I guess, my American cheese yesterday, the sliced cheese that I love so much.
From your refrigerator at your house?
Yes.
It went bad?
Well, I just put it in the door, and it has a little thing that flips over, like a little cooler. But apparently that's not good enough to protect it because it got but I did cut it in half, and the other half was still good because the other half was protected. So I still ate half.
Dude, what in the world are you talking about right now? Like protecting your cheese from what?
The
elements?
Refrigerator burn or whatever. When it goes bad because it's out in the open. If you put American cheese out in the open.
Okay.
It's not protected, like wrapped up or anything. It goes bad.
Okay,
That's
so
what I did.
It was a block of cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
And I put it in the door of my refrigerator. There's a little container thing that flips down, and you can put it in there to keep things fresh. But it didn't help.
Okay. Sometimes I just need to count
Breathe.
my blessings and move on. Hey, here's Robin from Axe Master saying, hey, we are indoors, so you can go throw some axes indoors at Axe Masters, even if there is a 90 to 100% chance of rain this afternoon. So you're good to go. She also mentioned about the League City Music Festival. She said, I hate we're missing League City Music Festival, but we're going camping.
Glamping.
Okay. We're going glamping, which...
We've had this conversation before. Before, our first month of doing the radio, we had this whole glamping versus camping discussion. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
That was a year ago.
And you were a diva a year ago.
I'm still a diva
Take your
today.
stance. Tell us your stance on camping, glamping.
It's not camping unless you're sleeping on rocks. If you're not laying out your tent over rocks and waking up in the morning like this because you slept on a rock, it's not camping. You gotta sleep in the elements, in front of the stars.
So no tent?
Tent, yes.
Okay, so we're allowed to have a tent.
Just in case the bear comes and tries to eat you, yes.
The tent will protect you. What is the tent made out of?
Steel wool.
I don't think that would stop the bear. The bear would be okay, just to rip through it. But hopefully... you're going somewhere where there are no bears.
Glamping is the worst thing that anybody could do.
No way. Glamping's the way to go, man.
If you have to bring air conditioning out into the wild, you're not doing it right.
So is that the requirement? It instantly turns into glamping if there's air conditioning?
Instantly, yes. If there's not a tent, that's glamping.
So I mentioned to you maybe 3 or 4 days ago, maybe last week, about vacation as a kid. We would always go to the river. We'd go float the river.
Right.
And we would take tents, and there was a period of time where we had a camper, a pop-up camper. So he would drag it behind our Ford F-150, 1988 Ford F-150 as a kid going down the street, going to the river, pop that little bad boy up, and we sleep inside. There wasn't air conditioning in there.
Right.
But it was just had a little door on it, you're familiar with a pop-up camper, right?
Yes.
Is that considered glamping because we had a
Yes.
pop-up camper
Yes.
as like a 3 or 4 year old?
Glamping. That's glamping.
Okay, and then we ended up getting rid of it, and then we slept in the tent. But we would get
Cabin
like
by
the biggest tent possible.
Cabin by the river, that counts as glamping. That's not camping.
Yeah, I don't think that if you're in a cabin, then you're staying in a cabin. You're not camping.
I just saw it as a comment that Perry Brooks dropped, or a cabin by the river. Yes, that's glamping.
Maybe, but it's still fun. You can still participate in like outdoorsy things like that.
Yeah, but there's nothing that beats setting up a tent on a hard rock. You know,
Why does it have to be on a hard rock? You keep saying that.
Because you have to be able to wake up the next morning and be like, I slept on a rock last night.
And you brag about it, be like, "Oh, my back hurts
My
more
back
than yours."
hurts.
Like
Yes.
you and your dad are in competition.
Yes.
You and the other Boy Scouts be like, "No, I was more uncomfortable.
I was more uncomfortable.
And then meanwhile, like my family's over here, you know, in the camper, like feeling good, and you're like, "Oh, that's not camping."
That's not camp. If you're not, so I've done a lot of camping. One of the things that I really enjoyed was when I'm able to take the stuff on my back and go up hiking. So I did a trip when I was in high school in Canada. It was a 2-week trip. So you had to take everything for 2 weeks on your back. You had a canoe, and you had to go out and you had to go through the rivers and everything. 2 weeks, no showers. Dang. Your food is on your back.
It sounds like a normal every day for you, though.
Wow.
No showers, couple weeks, just carry food with you. And here's a comment. Robin said this. Kurt, and this is true. You haven't camped in Texas in August. You went up to Canada where the weather's probably nice.
Yeah.
The humidity is what's humidity. You know, up there you're good to go.
I'm not saying I'm like crazy and insane.
So whenever it's 90, 100 degrees.
You don't go camping when it's like that.
It's
You
our
wait until
summertime.
It's like September and October in Texas, apparently.
Why would you do that? No, June, July, August. You know, the kids are out of school. We're going to the river because we're going to have a good time. You know, set up a tent. And I do remember this. We had these little fans that you could plug into like a cigarette lighter or like in the vehicle, or, you know, you find a power source or like even a plug and you get some electricity somehow. Yeah, and I remember having like a little fan, and we didn't have air conditioning, but if I could get the little fan on me, even like one of those handheld ones with batteries, and you
Right.
like spray water. You spray water, and it's like, that's your air conditioning. Is that too much in August in Texas? Am I allowed to have the little fan?
The fan-
The batteries make it glamping.
No, you're good there.
Okay, thank goodness.
You're good there. You're good there. You know, one of the, well, I was going to say, the worst part about that entire trip in Canada, first night, we're literally looking across the lake. We set up camp. We're ready to go. We're cooking our food, right? Look across the lake, and there's just a white
Bear.
No, just
okay.
the whole sky, like the whole area is white, and our Canada like tour guide was like, "Get in your tents," and we're like,
What was it?
What? It was hail.
Storm?
It was a hailstorm. It basically like pounded the tents.
Hey, we got some Twinkies. We got Twinkies in studio. I'm sorry, I saw Chef Mary Bass walk by. But so everybody got in the tent.
And it just pounded the tents, and then all of a sudden we get outside and it looked like it snowed hail, and all of the food that we were cooking like tipped over. It was so bad.
You know
It was
what?
the worst.
The other thing, I feel like anybody that's not camping in Texas in August is glamping.
What?
So you're a glamper.
I'm
going to say you're a glamper.
No!
Because you haven't had the opportunity
Don't
to go.
associate me with that.
You're offended, huh?
I'm a little bit.
All right, it's 8:55. We're going to take a quick break on the FM. Keep it going on Facebook. We got Chef Mary Bass in studio. We got Mr. Chef Mary Bass in studio. And we got a cheese board in studio. So we're going to be hopeful. Oh, I just saw one fall from the. I'm going to eat that anyways. It's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Coming up next is United. Stay tuned.
I can't wait to eat the flour.
You eat that whole, or did you stick that whole thing?
So, Kurt is a. What kind of cheeses do we have on here? Ooh, what is this?
Oh, he brought you barbecue sauce.
Awesome. So you make this?
He made that.
You made the
I
barbecue
like your
sauce?
shirt.
That's what I said. We got some Twinkies in studio.
All the cool kids. Okay, I'm teaching Tim all about the social medias.
Okay.
So I've got to teach him how to do a watch party.
Boom. We're going to have a party. It's going down. Hey, Kelly did a watch party for Pierre yesterday because had some really cool guests on there. And so I was commenting on it. trying to drive some engagement, like, what's up, everybody? This is awesome. But once the watch party ends, I can't access the comments. I was trying to find the comments because Kelly went back and tagged me in something, and I don't know what she said. But I've been not able to sleep. I've been not able to eat just because I'm worried that I missed out on something.
Is this supposed to be edible?
You can't put food on things that's not edible. So it is technically edible. I just don't know if I would eat it.
Oh, Cupcake Cache. They have some flowers from a local place that are edible, and they put them on the cupcakes.
What is it supposed to be?
It's an orchid. Okay, wait. Where's your cell phone?
Curt, can you name these types of cheese?
Brie.
Brie.
Is it brie?
It's brie?
He doesn't like brie cheese.
I had brie the other night. You know, I did call when I called Chef Mary Bass yesterday to see if she would come on our show. I said, by the way, my girlfriend Naola is challenging your cheese boards. You better be ready. Her cheese boards look good, right, Chef Mary Bass?
I haven't seen one.
You haven't seen that?
I feel like Mary's nice,
Okay.
and even if it was not as good as her, she wants to be an encouragement.
Okay.
I didn't even
Type
know she
something,
did a
say,
cheese board.
See Chef Mary Bass and Mr. Mary's Barbecue.
What's up with these cashews? These are delicious.
Those are coconut scented cashews.
They're really good.
Here,
I
will
love
you show
cashews.
Chef Mary Bass?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Ooh. That's all right. I like the papaya.
I
Where's
don't
the
like
board?
papaya.
Okay, listen. In the Dominican, the papaya.
Ethan mouthing
Okay.
what Curt just said. He's like,
You don't like
Papaya.
papaya?
papaya.
We like it when you say it properly.
Hot fire. Papaya.
I don't like the smell of papaya.
Okay, well, that's Mexican papaya. There's different variations of papaya. There's Hawaiian papaya. But the papaya in the Dominican Republic is the best papaya I've ever eaten. Do you remember that papaya, Tim?
The Dominican.
All right,
Some barbecue
Ethan,
sauce.
do you want some of this? Okay, I'll let you have some.
There's a knife and crackers.
I feel like he's gonna taunt me with the board and then like pull it away.
The most important part of a cheese board is the board. Do you have to use a certain kind of wood?
Those are bamboo because they're individual. Those are the ones we've been doing for Manish.
So talk about what that is. What do you guys do?
So we've been doing it. Hold on. Let's start this watch party so we can get some viewers.
Sweet.
Let's get this party started.
Did you wear this shirt today just because you were coming on?
No, it was just a
What he pulled.
coincidence that I just.
Yeah.
It was just a coincidence that we matched today.
Well, Curt is.
I love it.
What I like that I don't have my Siri turned on anymore, so
Why? Siri's awesome.
I don't appreciate it.
I saw this shirt
Don't
in
use
the
it?
closet, and I said,
Mary's coming in today.
Mary's coming in today. I have
putting
to
this
wear
on.
this. I was sucking up a little bit. I'm sorry, Chef.
He does
Mary
that. He does that daily, which there's nothing wrong with it. You know, if he's going somewhere, he's like, "Hey, look what I wore!" Ooh, and I'm like, "That's awesome.
That's
I'm
awesome.
proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
You remembered who's coming in."
Okay.
Hey, can you
All
tilt
right,
that
I'm
camera
ready
back
now.
just a little bit?
Do I need to?
No, you're good. The only thing I would say, could you scoot your mic back just a little bit? Because I think it's picking up on some of these. Well, no, scoot it back. That way.
Towards me.
Boom!
Oh,
It took
yeah.
it right out my ears. I love it. That sounds way better.
There we go. Are we good now? We're settled, everybody? Sorry.
I think
we
so.
Walked in and
I think so. Hey,
Ethan, how's it going over there? He's got salami. He's set.
set salami.
Wait, there's salami?
Those little salami nuggets.
I didn't say you could eat it without the salami.
Leave him be. You're so mean to him.
I love Ethan.
He's so mean to you. Curt,
We need to bring a
a good
psychologist
leader.
I encourage him every day, but then there's
No,
things.
but then you're also rude.
Did you hear me tell the story about furniture
I
zone?
listened.
Okay.
Mhm. You're a horrible person. And a bad boss.
I'm not the boss though. That's the funny thing.
You are technically one of his bosses. So you need to be a better human.
He just likes to tell people what to do. And
I'm just pro the little babies. Like I've always had interns and trainees and da-da-da-da.
yeah. And you want them to be encouraged so that way they can move on. Curt is
Yeah.
the kind of person, and we talked about this straight up. If
You're gonna make
Ethan,
me cry if we bring this up again.
If
I'm just telling
not
you.
because like tears of joy, but if Ethan ever moved into a position that was like beyond what we ever dreamed, like man,
Right.
instead of being proud, Kurt would be like, oh no way, oh man, Ethan, you're the worst.
Ethan is either here the whole time, stuck as an intern for the rest of his life, or I'm not happy for him.
No. When they are better than you and succeed and have successes, then you have done your job as a little parent of baby interns.
Kurt, how does
And
that make
then-
you feel?
I'm still upset. Somehow I want to
He
fire
got
him.
mad just thinking about it. I was like, okay, so Ethan gets a job at like 104. He's like the morning show host, moves on to TV. Kurt, how do you feel? He was like, Ethan, you're fired.
I was like, how dare you?
Before that ever happened.
How dare you?
Ethan, the best revenge you can ever have on Kurt is to be successful.
Ethan did say, he was like, I feel like I have learned enough here to where I could go work at another radio station. And he was like, what? You're not allowed to work at another radio station?
As you should. As you should.
We goofed. We didn't get the non-compete.
He
No.
didn't sign anything. Hey, what kind of cheese is this?
That's a sun-dried tomato white cheddar.
So I just cut it off?
Yeah.
And can put...
I brought a knife just for that.
It's gold.
I
Is
know.
this
I
solid?
just literally made this board 5 seconds before walking out of the house.
So if I'm
So,
doing
okay.
this, am I allowed to put meat on this too? Or is that something like me?
Yeah,
and cheese?
build. This is an adult Lunchable.
I'm an adult? Here we go. Oh, that's not the cam. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Boom.
I got you.
All right. I'm taking a bite.
So, anyways, we've been doing these cheese boards every Wednesday night this month at Little Cabela Mia. And we are, this next week, our oldest daughter is being inducted into the National Junior Honor Society. We're really
That's
proud.
cool.
Exciting.
Very exciting. So that's on Wednesday. So then I can't do this event Wednesday, so we're moving it to Thursday.
Yay! That means
So
we
you
can go.
Are you coming?
Well, I hope. I imagine.
At 6
Look
o'clock,
at my
it's
calendar.
going to be a potty. We're going to have a potty.
This
So-
is the first one that we can go to.
Can she be inducted into that like every Wednesday, so that way you can just move it to Thursday, and then we
I
are
think
allowed to
that
go?
Manish and I are going to start working on some other projects, so
Okay.
it'll be exciting. It's cool. We got some cool things in the works.
So a cheese board.
A cheese board. So you come, you get a cheese board. You order. You get in line. You order your pasta, your focaccia, your pizza, your cheese board, and then you bring your little receipt around, and you can stand there and watch as I build your cheese board, and I kind of talk you through the whole process.
That's cool.
And every week has been different cheeses. Last night we had pimento cheese.
I like pimento cheese.
I make some good pimento cheese.
She does make a good pimento cheese.
It's about the only nice thing he's gonna say all morning, but that.
What are you allowed to put on a cheese board? Like what
What
things
aren't you
typically
allowed
go on
to-
there? Is there something that's like that's not okay?
No, you're only limited by your abilities to be creative.
So like a cheeseburger, you could put like a little cheeseburger on there.
Well, that wouldn't.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, just wondering.
Absolutely not. No, I would not put those things on there. But there's, olives and pickles and jam and crackers, and he needs it. Make him a Lunchable.
These
You want a Lunchable?
Yeah, I want some queso.
Make him a Lunchable.
Are you upset that there's not like nacho cheese on here? You're like, I was promised a cheese board. Where's the Rico's like
Ooh,
queso dip?
Yeah. No, I've never done creamy cheese on a
No,
board.
I don't
I
think
have
that's
done
what
I've
happened.
done a warm brie, a brie en croûte, but I've never done that. I've
And
never
brie
done-
is the white cheese right there.
Yes. And
Is
you
it in a
eat-
casing?
It is in a rind, but I eat the rind. Tim does not eat brie.
I don't.
No, I've started eating it recently.
Oh, he has retracted his
my
taste
taste
buds.
buds have started to change for brie. I'm starting to like it a little more.
Okay.
He's withholding information from me, so
Can you give us secrets how you changed your palate? I'm trying to work on Kurt.
I don't think there really is. It's just one of those things where, especially with Mary, that I have to try it all the time. To
and
make
every
sure-
time I make something, it's different.
Right. There's never the same thing. So
Yeah, 'cause you don't really write down recipes. It's all like
No.
up here, right?
Yeah, it's Tim's least favorite thing, and he's told me this before that I love the way you cook. I love everything you cook. I just hate that when you make something, I'll never eat that version of it ever again.
It's a little bit different.
Or like I'm completely opposite. I love following a recipe to the T so I can recreate that thing every single time.
And you have a background in culinary as well, right?
That's where we met. We met in culinary school.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you telling that story to us.
I'm the only thing he got out of the program.
Yes.
Wow.
But in school, he was not good.
I wasn't.
This
Why
is the
not?
first time he's ever admitted that. He wasn't good. He was not
I
a
was mediocre. I was okay.
I'm just looking at this shot. Kurt's looking over here at me, and he like put the camera on himself so
Look at
people could
that.
watch him
eat his Lunchable.
and crunch into the microphone. Like I look over there, and there's crumbs going all over, and just like right in the mic. This is
What
really
are
good.
These?
What are these?
Are these raspberries?
Yes.
What are you, 5 years old over there? What are these raspberries? Like,
What are these? These are blackberries.
I mean, he is on point today, y'all. Kurt is in rare form.
Woo! Jeez.
You know what it was?
Y'all keep me in prayer.
You know what it was, right?
It was a
that was
raspberry.
good.
That's correct.
That was
Yeah,
really
you were
good.
right the first time.
Listen.
I had woke up today and I was not feeling well, so I took some like cough medicine. So I'm feeling great today.
Jason Singleton, I made keto-friendly cheese boards last night, and I had one keto person show up for keto cheese boards. So never again, unless your beautiful wife orders one, will I ever order.
So what else are you putting on the keto cheese board?
They had vegetables instead of fruit, and then I made pimento cheese specifically for the keto people, and then everybody else really just enjoyed it. It was Joe Perez's favorite thing about the entire cheese board.
Hey, shout out to Joe. I got keeping my bank call this morning. Joe in Texas
Boom.
Chronicles. Shout out to him. Hey, he made a pretty cool video kind of featuring the cheese boards.
So when we did the photo shoot with Manish to do the work to do the like shots for this, he filmed me building the cheese board, and then he put it all together, and it was so cool. It was cool to see it because I always want to do like one of those time lapse videos of the big cheese boards I build, but I don't have the right stands to put my phone on, and I don't have somebody to stand there and like hold my phone. So, anyways,
How big are the big cheese boards?
I did one for 200 this weekend. I want to see a picture. I haven't even posted the pictures yet because they're so
200
pretty.
people?
Yeah.
That's a big cheese.
Well, it's
'Cause
a
I feel
6-foot table.
I could take down one of these in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's easy. But this was a 6-foot table of cheese.
Wood, board, and
which
all.
camera am I on? Here?
Right there.
You're on this one. Yeah.
Can you see that?
That's pretty. Like all the different colors. Is that part of what goes into it? Like picking
Yeah,
the colors?
it's my like art form. But look, so this was my favorite picture I've ever taken of a cheese board ever.
So if I leave
Boom.
this cheese board out like overnight and it's frozen, and then I wake up and come back to it the next
If I
day.
see one more post on Facebook about people and their inability to properly refrigerate their products that are going to make them sick.
Hey, did you see the finished product?
For what? Somebody
She
cooked-
made the sausage, put it in the dish, and I commented on it. I was like, "Hey, I'd eat that. It looks good." She's like, "And I'm fine." Said, "I told you, I would have ate it." I'm offended. So I'm allowed to eat this, like the casing on this.
Yes, the whole thing, the kit and the caboodle.
Okay, kit caboodle. I like brie. It's kind of like
It's squishy.
yeah, the squishy cheese.
And there's really good, really, really good versions of brie that get a little expensive.
Please eat that brie with that jelly. Don't
Yes.
spill it on the iPad.
Careful. There's expensive. You know, how have we not like spilt food all over this place?
Because you've worked really hard to buy this equipment and you know how important it is.
That's true.
So we got 10 seconds. We're gonna go on the FM as well.
Okay.
Kurt, there are rules in place that like there are liquids not allowed to go anymore due to Kurt. Here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
We have very special guests in studio. We got Miss Chef Mary Bass,
Miss Chef Mary Bass.
Tim Bass. I was about to say Mr. Bass and Mrs. Bass. So we got a
That's
couple in studio,
Technically what we are.
but nobody calls y'all that.
No.
No.
Mr. Mary, Chef Mary.
But yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Good morning. How's it going today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Y'all brought us some gifts.
Well, I mean, we can't just show up without presents.
That's true. I mean, you can, but it's
We
just
could,
better.
but we would be losers.
I wouldn't go that far. But hey, Ethan is tearing into the brie. Can you share what you brought us today?
So we brought a miniature little baby cheese board that we've been doing at Little Bella Mia this last month, and we're going to do it next Thursday from 6 until we sell out of boards.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tim made his first ever batch of barbecue sauce for Mr. Mary's Barbecue.
All right.
And he smoked this last week a bunch of meat and made some barbecue sauce, and it's gotten better every day that it's sat.
Really? What goes into making a barbecue sauce? Like, what kind of ingredients? Because I just think you go to the store and you buy it, and it's just like magic. But you actually, whenever you think about it, it's like, oh, it's mind-blowing. You actually put ingredients in here.
So everybody's got different versions of barbecue sauce. So this one is kind of a blend.
Yeah, I would say it's
not necessarily a regional barbecue sauce. It's Tim Bass's favorite flavor. He's gone into a barbecue.
Kind of thrown together from research of different types of barbecue sauces, which I thought would go well together. And
yeah.
Except he wrote a recipe.
Yeah, I actually wrote it down properly so that way I could recreate it the exact same.
Yeah.
So that way, if it turned out good, then it would be recreatable.
What he's going to be able to do
and then
for
I can
competition.
tweak it for later stuff as well. So.
Okay. So traditionally, like Texas barbecue, it's a thing.
Texas
barbecue.
barbecue, yeah.
What's the traditional Texas barbecue sauce? Does it have like a certain flavor, or is there not one?
It's all a tomato-based, thick, ketchup-based barbecue sauce.
Okay.
But different parts of the state have different regional barbecue sauces. Some have molasses, some have brown sugar, some have more vinegar. So it depends on which region of barbecue you're eating from.
Okay. Do you have to take that into account if you're doing a competition?
Absolutely.
Like, where are the judges from?
Yes.
Or like, what are they looking for?
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of maybe tweak to.
Because here, around these parts, they like sweeter barbecue sauces.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were somewhere different, it would be a different variation of barbecue sauce.
I mean, I know listening earlier before we got here, Lake City Music Fest, I've done the barbecue cook-off the past 2 years, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do this year. But, you have to take into effect the Lake City judges compared to Galveston County cook-off judges. I mean,
it's different.
Everybody's different. So,
yeah.
Every cook-off or every event
It's
that you
almost
do,
like a science figuring out the
Yes.
judges just as much as it is figuring out the barbecue.
I saw that they were asking people, like, who wants to judge? Like, fill out this form.
I know.
But it's like, is this just anybody allowed to judge? Because I'm there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if you can eat, you can judge.
I can eat.
I feel like if they knew that I was on one of the judges, so like when we go down to Texas City and do the firefighter games, we're judging that cooking competition. So if you're cooking in that, here's how you win.
Stuff everything with queso.
Yes. If you drizzle queso on top of that fajita, you're gonna win. Like you're getting the 10.
So there's like so many rules. Like you can't put garnishes in the boxes. You can't put.
You have one marking on your box, it'll get thrown in the trash. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like...
Because if they don't want anybody cheating, and they don't want... Because anybody can judge.
Yeah.
So I could go sit and judge, and he could have been an entry.
So like,
Exactly.
So I know, like, oh, that's
I
Tim's
could have
box,
put
all
this
10s.
one garnish or this one piece of onion here or something in the box and say, look for this and know that that's my turning box.
Mm-hmm.
But
you would probably know the recipe so good, like the little flavor and
so
seasoning.
like Galveston County Fair has how many participants? 260 or something like that.
I think close to 300. There's like 300 plus spots.
So think about 300 boxes. You have 5 tables full of judges. The chances of me getting his barbecue are so unlikely that, I mean, it's just very minimal that you would make that happen. But
did you see, I guess Los Primos, they won the overall, and that's where we
they're
were.
so awesome.
Man,
Y'all were there.
I know. And
You put your good juju on their booth.
I guess so. And here's the thing, Tim. I videoed secrets that they were like, hey, don't put that, because I made it, we did a little video for him. And I'm just saying, I got it. If anybody...
You know what's up.
I got it on there, and they're like, hey, don't put this on there. Not everybody knows. I was like, okay. They're like, well, yeah, maybe don't film this part. I was
You
like,
wanna know
all
that-
right, I'm not filming it,
You want to know the secret ingredient?
Cheese.
Kurt!
They spray everything with 409.
Oh, my gosh, I can't believe we told him the Clorox.
Listen, sir. You're a bad friend. Stop it now. No, everybody's got their secrets, but it is truly, it's like football. Any given Sunday, any team can win. And so any given cook-off, anybody can win. You'd never know what the judges are really, really going to want. And this year, all the big boys that normally win didn't even make cuts.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I know some of the big teams last year, I know they still make second cut in Galveston County, but you saw a lot more mom and pop cook-off teams that are just there for good times.
Yeah.
They get an opportunity to win something, which is always really good, showing that the judging can be different every year.
Yeah, I saw a video. It was released through I-45 now, and maybe it was like the League City or one of the people like created the video, and they were like, "Oh, this is the largest team,
high pressure cookers."
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I was like, "Man, we were literally over there with the winner. We didn't know they were going to be the winners. We had, but like we could have gotten something like almost a documentary style. I mean, we probably have enough footage to where we could do that. But I was just thinking, like, man, we have the winners here the whole time." And we didn't realize.
They won the weekend before, too.
Seafood.
Seafood the weekend before.
I did the seafood this last year for the team.
So did Concetta. She did one. Concetta, too.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. What did you do for seafood-wise?
We did all of them. We did gumbo.
Yeah, we did gumbo, fish, crab cakes, and what was the
shrimp.
Shrimp. There you go.
I love all those things.
I do not.
I know, and neither does Curt.
Well, Kurt's a loser.
Kurt's just playing with that. Is that orange?
I don't know what it is.
It's a tangerine.
It's a tangerine.
Or a like a cutie.
I don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Just
Do I
squirt,
just
squirt
eat
it in your
it?
eyes.
Just
It might make my eyeball feel better.
just put it in your mouth. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
It's super sweet.
Have you never had a tangerine?
We should go off of the FM.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah, Mary needs to remind people at times. You're like, Curt, there's people that are listening in their car. Hey, good morning to you listening in your car. It's 99.5 FM. It's 9:18. This is KHEARadio.com. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11. We're talking to Chef Mary Bass. We're talking to her husband, Mr. Timothy Bass, about everything that's going on.
is that your name?
It is my name. Did you know that?
I did not.
You got to be kidding.
We did.
Mr. Mary. Do you just call him Mr. Mary?
I don't know if I call him by
No,
his
it's
name
just
at all.
Bass.
Yeah, I call him Bass.
Were y'all in the military?
No.
No. But we've been February. We've been married 15 years.
Aw.
Oh. October will be 17 years since I convinced him to date me.
Yes.
You told us that story. Did you tell us that on air last time you were on air?
It's quite one of the times I think I've told that story, but
Y'all dated for 2 years before?
no. We dated for by the time like 2 weeks rolled around, we were like, okay, we're moving in together.
Yeah.
And
three months later, I proposed.
5 months later,
3 months.
you proposed in March.
Oh,
Maybe he bought the ring, or he knew he was going to.
No, so that was the funniest story. He bought the ring, and he went to ask my dad to marry me.
Yeah.
He went to ask my father to marry me. And my dad was like, yes, and sobbing, and you've met my dad. And so he said, when you propose, come over.
No, tonight.
When you propose tonight, come over and we'll have a champagne toast.
Okay.
And so
I was put on the spot. I had to do it that day because I couldn't say no to her father.
yeah, and so I'm at work. I'm waiting tables at Red Lobster. Like, he comes in and sits down, the most nervous I've ever seen him. And he proposes at my table while I'm waiting tables.
Like, was he eating? Like, he's like, I want Mary. Okay, he just walked up to
He
you.
just like
working.
sat down and he's like, sit down, and he proposed right there. And so he felt obligated as a
didn't want to disappoint the
19-year-old.
father.
Yeah, you can't disappoint the father. So it was kind of cool because I got some big tips afterwards because I was like, I just got engaged, blah, blah, blah. And then we went over and my dad hugged us. That was that.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But that's been
He put the pressure on you, though.
did.
You didn't really have a choice.
March
I didn't have a
10th,
choice.
March 10th
I don't
of
know, this
2000.
Many sleeps ago.
That was engagement day?
That was engagement day.
Okay.
2000 something.
I don't remember.
And then we got married on leap day of 2004.
Yes.
We'll have anniversary next year. Our anniversary will fall. It'll be our 4th anniversary.
Just because of the way
The
it
16th?
falls, yeah. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Curt, can you write a better love story than that? I feel like it's perfect.
I'm trying to.
He's trying. He's working
I'm
his.
working on it. I'm
I
working
see the
on it.
hamster, the gerbils turning in there.
It's
about
never
it.
easy. Being married is not. Nobody stays married because it's easy.
What's the secret? What has been the secret to
I
compromise?
want to hear what he has to say about this.
I'm not answering this on the air.
I will.
Oh, Lord.
I will.
You have no idea.
No, he
girl?
doesn't.
The girl is always right.
This is correct.
No, it's always a compromise. There is plenty of times that.
No, there isn't. The girl is always right.
Absolutely.
I always
I need
give
y'all
her
to
what she
comment
wants.
in on this one because there are plenty of times that I say, I am sorry, you are right.
You are correct.
Okay, see, I'm right now.
I ask a lot of people for relationship advice, mainly guests, when I see that they've been married for a long time. And that's been something that I've recently thought of, been like, just to hear the different answers. There's one person I will never ask relationship advice from, and he's sitting right across from me over there.
Absolutely.
Why would I ever do that?
Now that I'm thinking about it, there is one thing that I will say that's good with marriage advice. And the one thing is we've never gone to sleep apart over an argument.
That is,
We've
we
always
will stay up.
we've always finished our disagreement or whatever it is before we go to bed. We've never split apart.
Yeah.
To sleep in different beds or leave the house.
No, there's none of that.
It's always been, we'll figure it out at that time so that way it's squashed.
Yeah. And then, you go to sleep and hopefully
And then
just keep working on it together, compromise.
I get unupset really quick.
Yeah.
Like,
It takes me a little longer.
He takes him a little bit longer, but I get over it, and then I'm like, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?"
But we have our ways, and that's just how it works.
Yeah.
And it's worked out great.
Whenever kids come in, that adds another layer to everything.
Yes, and we have some amazing, ridiculous children.
Oh, they're a handful.
They're a handful.
They're
But
pretty
they're
active too. How do you juggle all that?
You know what?
Her.
We have a
Good
really
scheduler.
great village. Like it there's that whole saying, it takes a village. Our people who surround us, from our workers to our coworkers to our sitters to our parents, all of those people make for, a really good core group of people who support us.
I keep hearing this crunching in my ear, like surround sound, with my headphones on, and then I look over there and I'm like, where did the cheese board go? Like, the grapes are almost gone.
Is there any cheese left?
Only
There's some
brie.
brie.
Only brie,
You should
because
tell
Kurt
them
don't
you
eat
should
it.
tell them to dip the cheese in the barbecue sauce.
Oh, is that good?
I don't know. I wouldn't see why
I think
not.
it would be good.
So we can crack
That
it open?
white cheddar-
It's open.
It's not sealed, yeah.
Okay.
So make sure it
I'm
makes
gonna-
it to refrigerator. Don't leave it out.
Okay. At 41 to
41 to 141. Leave it out on the counter for 6 days and hope for the best. Botulism.
Smells good. Kurt, you going to dip some cheese in there? Here, you can actually probably do that. So we got some barbecue
Ethan's
sauce.
like me.
And this stuff smells good. I just may have a little. I started doing this thing with tacos, and I found it's a lot easier if you're eating tacos on the go. A lot of times they wrap them in foil. You just take the taco, and then they have the little sauce.
Yeah.
A little, and instead of
Like a
pouring it
little
on there,
Little shot.
just take a bite, and then you just take a drink. You take a bite and take a drink, and it makes things a lot cleaner and not as messy.
What cheese is this?
It's from a local grocery store that I'm not going to talk about. Not HEB.
Oh, it's a secret.
It's not HEB, but it's a white cheddar with sun-dried tomato.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So I'm eating this, and that's what's happening.
It's 9:24. We're going to take a break on the FM. We're going to keep it going on Facebook. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. This is 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Bethel. Kurt, if you didn't have cheese in your mouth.
Short ramp. Short
Two
ramp.
points.
Ashley
6
Harper, I
seconds.
like that idea.
What'd she say?
She said, get some potato chips. It's like a crunchy french fry dipped in barbecue. Total guilty pleasure. Do
That
it.
jelly's good. I'm glad
Hey,
Kurt
what
doesn't
happened
like
to
brie.
coffee? Like, every other guest gets coffee.
Coffee usually comes in around probably like 10
9?
minutes.
Does she, bring the coffee?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Do you tell her do you treat her nicer than you treat Ethan?
Me? I treat Ethan wonderfully.
I treat Ethan wonderfully, too.
Ethan, I love you like the child that you aren't. Like, I know. I got your back.
Yeah, Miss Joanne's great. I like Miss Joanne. She brings coffee. Well, now she does. Until Kurt was like, hey, bring everybody coffee except for Gardy. And she's like, okay, Gardy don't like coffee. And then she had that in her head. So she was bringing it in. I'm like, Kurt, why'd you tell her that?
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Pretty sure that anything goes wrong in this bubble, we're going to tag on you. I have some taco lights for y'all. I've had them.
Where should we put them?
I figured you just run them along the
Because
back.
we have some over there, too.
Are they like that? On that chair?
Yes.
So-
Yeah. Somebody brought those in. I thought that was you.
I have 3 packs.
We just don't know where to put them.
I figured that y'all would just run them along the border.
We can. We could just like wrap them around Curt.
So I'm really excited. After Easter is done, we're making some major upgrades again in the studio, and I'm super excited for it.
What are you doing now?
We're going to be adding TVs on the walls. We're going to be darkening the studio and adding studio lights. It's going to look really kind of cool in
And
here.
we're going to have speakers put on the outside so that way if somebody's
guests.
walking by, they're forced to hear us. And we'll have control of the volume. Like people work out there, they've been stuffing eggs for Easter because this Saturday we're having a huge Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, yep,
The
you got to
weather's
hear
going
what
to
I
be
got to
nice
say.
this weekend, too.
Hope so. I think we're going to have 15,000 eggs. That's what we did last year, and so that's the plan. 15,000 eggs, so everybody's welcome
Is this
to
the
attend.
helicopter drop egg?
Start 11 a.m. on Saturday here at KHEA and Abundant Life.
Can I just stand my children directly underneath the drop?
Yes, you can. But hopefully our team is doing their job where it's going to be blocked off the drop zone.
That's not as much fun.
Think about all the eggs. We may throw some real eggs out and just get.
Perfect.
That's what TJ thought when we first mentioned it to him from I-45 now. He was like, you guys are going to drop real eggs? And we're
TJ,
like,
thank
yes.
God he's pretty.
We're like, yes,
Yeah.
real eggs. That'd be
So
fun.
there's a Jimmy Fallon sketch where they do a hard-boiled egg and a raw egg, and you pick up an egg and you smack yourself. Can we do one of those with Curt?
I'm down.
That's a good idea.
But you have to play against somebody who's equally as loved and hated as you.
The devil.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's on
Wait, I'm on the same. It took me a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah, that's funny. And then I'm like, wait, what?
Money eggs is nice.
That's
we
what
should
we-
get Kevin Klein to do that with us.
He's not that guy from 93Q.
He's not that guy? I
No,
thought
remember
was.
he said they have a couple that are that guy, but he's like.
I got to
not
go
that
do
guy.
a 93Q 107.5 99.1 interview.
Mm-hmm.
It aired last Sunday morning. I'm waiting for the clip, but it was like a 30-minute segment for the Chef's Table Charities. It was
That's
really
awesome.
neat.
Very cool.
How does that? And they just did it on the FM? They
Yeah,
don't do
it
on
aired.
Facebook?
It aired between 5 and 6 a.m. I didn't even hear it, but one person heard it. Jason
Jason said-
Singleton says, "You need some coffee, brother."
I know.
He's like, yeah, I do. I'm
I
waiting
mean-
for it to come in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ethan. He's the
Help us,
best.
Ethan.
Coffee, you're our only hope.
My husband.
Look at
listen,
Ethan. He even like
maybe-
waited for the door to shut. Like
Oh,
the soft,
he's
gentle
so
shut.
good. Why do y'all hate on him
We
so
don't.
much?
We love Ethan.
No, you need to love him with your words and not with your actions. I need you.
It's so hard
You're
when he
so.
says
He's
stuff.
so. He's so good. He's so good, and
He's
y'all
great.
are so mean.
Pierce,
And
keep
I
saying
say
y'all.
I'm
Why?
saying y'all. It's wrong. I'm not saying y'all.
Okay, good.
You, Curt, whatever your Diane Casper, like
Diane.
I don't know what your middle name is.
Curt Diane. I like that. It can be. It can be.
No,
Diane.
isn't it Catherine Diane? It is Catherine
Curtsy
Diane.
Diane Casper.
The fact that I know
No,
Pastor Katz.
it's
Middle
Jennifer
name.
yeah,
Rose.
Yeah, Kurt's middle name is Curt C. I think Curt C. Casper. I remember I told him I was like, oh, and he didn't understand. I was like, oh, it's like the initial C, and then it goes for Curtsy. But it took him a while to
Curtsy.
understand that
What
Curt
it-
C. Casper.
Is it Curtis or is it Curt?
It's just Curt. My mom didn't want me to have a nickname ever, so she's like, I
All
can't
of
call
my
you
children
Curtis.
have nicknames.
Yeah, my mom's like, I don't want him to have a nickname, so I'm just gonna call him.
What is
Curt.
your actual middle name?
It's so hard.
Thomas?
Kurt.
Kurt Thomas Casper.
Yes, it's
Two first names.
You have the same initials as the nonprofit.
CTC. Chef's tables. I do. I should be the official spokesperson.
You're the Illuminati.
I am. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I wish your name was like Kurtzel. That'd be cool.
We could call him literally whatever we want.
Kurtstoffer.
Kurtstoffer.
Christopher. That's funny.
Curtis. Curtsy. Kurtzel. There's a lot of different names you could have, but it's just Kurt.
Nobody
And
gets
it
ever
hurts my
called
ears.
me except for Curtis, and I was always Casper growing up as well.
Yeah.
I was Casper because my last name's Casper. So I
Is
was
that what your last name is?
legit. What? I love that the mattress Casper is now out. It's awesome. I get emails from Casper, and I'm like, I emailed myself?
Do you have a Google notification set up if your name hits the web?
No. Thank goodness.
You're
because
not cool enough yet then. Heck yeah, I do. Anytime that Chef Mary Bass or Mary Bass pops up,
How do you set that up?
it's a Google notification.
My name is too common. Believe it or not. Geraldo Garcia, very common.
Yeah, I believe that.
And then even Gardy, like, for some reason, there's some Gardys out there. I don't
Well, then
understand
you
it.
just delete that email. There's several Mary Basses across the U.S. that make the news. I get a lot of obituaries. That's a little creep.
Yeah.
But then there is a writer like in Illinois who teaches. She's a lecturer. And there's actually 2 Mary Basses in Galveston.
When I Google search Kurt Casper, there's only me.
Well, then you can easily set up.
Actually, there's not. There's a realtor in
Susan.
Utah.
Susan Leaning, we love you.
Yes. So let me see.
I need some cookies, Susan.
We need some cookies. Hey, whenever we were at the 93Q
Snowdrop.
event, yes, Snowdrop, there were some of her cookies there that people were able to bid on.
Okay, her cookies are beautiful and they're delicious. Like, they're good cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And she's self-taught, which makes me appreciate the whole thing that much more.
How is my Foursquare account on the top page of my,
You
when you
should
search my
Google-
name?
My children are very impressed that you can Google me, and they like talk about it's a thing. It's fun for them.
What is Foursquare? I don't even remember Foursquare.
It's where you could check. The only thing you did was check in. So, like, hey, I'm somewhere. I'm checking in here, Foursquare.
And
I'm checking in.
and you were the mayor of that place.
If you checked in enough. I had a Foursquare.
I had 3 tips.
Okay.
Apparently, they were at Hastings, Kearney, and Kansas City, Missouri. I went to Gap at Kansas City, Missouri, and Foursquared it.
So you don't even remember
Who doesn't
having
even
one?
remember? Listen, I just stood up for you. All just stood up. So later you
Read
need
my
to listen to it.
tip
Okay.
for. Don't read it out.
Oh my
Oh my
loud.
god, it
Gosh.
smells like coffee.
God, your picture. So
Read the bottom one, but don't read it on air.
Summer sale.
No, don't read it on
They're getting
air.
rid of all their. Kurt was not happy with Gap in Kansas City, Missouri on June 26, 2011. Kurt, why were you so not nice?
Dang.
What did you do? Everybody go Google.
No.
Wait, how did everyone? Ethan, you got them?
He likes it.
We're guests.
You're
We're
about
good.
to witness a firing, guys. You're about to witness.
I've already scolded you, Curtis.
I'm trying my best.
Wow.
Listen, I have dealt with the littlest babies of the littlest babies my entire
Ethan,
life.
you are the best intern in the world, and as the best intern in the world,
Look at you.
you would
Look
get
at you.
Kurt and Gardy some coffee as
Y'all
well.
have bangs. Your body is gonna self-destruct. Like,
We have a comment. You have a coffee delivery guy?
I brought cheese board to him, and therefore,
That's what happens. Kurt is very upset. Uh-oh.
Kurt's got his panties in a wad. He
Kurt,
needs
don't
to
fire him.
unwad the panties.
Should I mute his mic? There's
Yeah.
about to be some rage going on.
Mute.
Ethan, are you okay over there?
All right,
I
listen.
really don't know.
After this song, let's go back on the FM and then remind people about our League City Music Festival giveaway that we're doing. So we have tickets. They gave us like 80 tickets to give away.
That's
That's awesome.
That is
Who are
awesome.
we gonna give them away to?
Winners, if they like, share, and comment on this video. If you're watching on Facebook,
I like, shared, and commented. Does that mean I am?
you are eligible to win. Easy. We have like 8 things to give away still. Like tons of stuff. People just
I
show
like
up
it.
and give stuff away. It's awesome.
Can we give away a cheese board next Thursday?
yes. Should we give it away on Wednesday for Thursday?
No, I want to be the. Can we give it away today while I'm here?
Maybe. The only thing is our description. I guess people, hey, if you're watching, you want to win a cheese board,
Say cheese board.
Say cheese board.
Just say cheese, and you'll be
Lots of
entered
hearts
in.
and cheese emojis.
Give us some cheese.
I need
Cheese
some
emojis.
mice emojis.
So we'll pick one of those people who drop a cheese emoji on the KHEA Radio's page right now.
If you're vegan, you can put some grapes.
And no more keto boards, right?
No, those keto people can. I cut vegetables for like 40 keto boards,
Wow.
and
Hey, Tracy from Cupcake Cache said it's National Animal Crackers Day. We're making a yummy cookie cupcake. Come over and try it. Ah. Animal Cracker Day.
Isn't there a song?
I don't know.
What little orphan Annie? What was her name? The original one, and she sang.
I don't know.
What is that?
I've seen like from the actual movie.
No, she like her as a human sang this Animal Cracker song.
Oh, I don't know. But I did notice
This
like
is
on
before all of our time, so
the circus ones, how they have the animals like uncaged now. On
look at all
the
them cheeses.
Animal Cracker package. That's a lot of cheese. People are wanting these. KHEA
Maybe we
radio,
can make a
some cheese.
cupcake. Mascarpone. Mascarpone is a cheese. We can make that cupcake.
Mascarpone.
This sounds like a.
Yeah, Cassie was the only one that got a keto board.
Chris from Santa Fe Water Services put 1, 2, 3, 4 mice.
That's funny.
That counts, I think. It's cheese, right? Mice eat cheese.
Mice eat cheese?
Yeah, we got 20 seconds.
Look at all the mice.
Man,
I
people
think some
are
of those might be
excited.
gerbils. Do gerbils
Curt,
eat cheese?
did you lick that cheese board clean? It looks about clean, minus like the brie.
There should be.
It's coming up.
You haven't eaten the brie at all?
Ethan, he
I'm
hasn't
not
tried
a
it.
big fan of the brie.
We got 5 seconds.
Why?
Here we go. 3, 2. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We have Chef Mary Bassin. We got Mr. Chef Mary Bassin. We're talking about barbecue sauce, talking about some cheese boards, and we decided to give one away, right, Mary?
Yeah, let's do it for next Thursday. You got to come in to Little Cabela Mia.
Little Cabela Mia. Right there is
Is he gonna
646.
Is Manesh going to get mad if we keep saying little Cabela Mia?
Well,
he likes
it's a
it.
very perfect eco-location for it.
Lets you know where it is.
We need a name change. We need it to be adjusted on the board.
That would need to be on the board on the road.
We need
This
it.
is the Little Cabela Mia parking lot.
Okay.
The last 2 nights, last night we sold 50 boards.
Wow. Is that sold out?
No, I didn't sell out because the week before I sold out at 30 boards and could have sold 50 the week before.
Okay.
But I ran out of stuff.
I think it was too much keto prep.
So this week, no, I only thing I ran out of was grapes. That was the only thing I ran out of this week.
Okay.
But next week, and every week it's been different cheese.
Can you put something random on there, like a mini cheeseburger or like, I don't know.
Oh, that's so much work.
Is it? I
And
don't
then
know.
I have to keep them hot. Who eats a cold cheeseburger besides Curt, maybe?
What if I did a
My
smoked
kids-
brisket? You could put a piece of sliced brisket on there.
That's what we did.
Somebody
was-
just said a brisket deviled egg. I could do a deviled egg on a brisket deviled egg.
That's
There you
what
go.
that's what
That's
the
a great idea,
girlfriend
actually.
did. Naola, we had some leftover brisket from Saturday's Snowdrop event, and so we took that brisket and put it on there with all of the cheese, and so then you could do the sandwich with like the brisket and
No,
the
I've
cheese.
got even better. Do a little cube of burn-ins. Your favorite.
That's the good stuff.
But then I still have to keep it hot.
I'm just throwing ideas out there.
I'll eat it.
I'm not making a brisket
Cold.
cheese board this time.
Doesn't matter to
Hey,
me.
one of my friends made some smoked cream cheese. Like she put a brick of cream cheese in her smoker and did cold smoked cream cheese.
It does sound delicious. I say we do.
We could do
all
a
the
cold
sm- all the
smoked cream
smoked
cheese
things.
ball.
Cheese ball.
You know, the other thing that we could do, we could set up some speakers. KHEA Radio could do some Facebook Lives. We could play our Christian radio station.
Well, last
blast the
night I
play-
was like, man, I wish we had some music.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe let's make it a
Can
KHEA.
we like move it out in the patio area out there too?
No, yes, we need a speaker inside and a speaker outside. Let's do it.
It's loud. I don't know if we can do a speaker inside because I talk, and they need to be able to hear me.
Well, then you could take over a microphone.
Kurt just likes creating a little more work. Why don't we just have Kurt singing,
I like
Ooh,
that.
yes, let's do that.
and we'll see how
Are
that goes.
you gonna be my girl? Dun dun dun.
Perry.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. You good?
I'll stop. I'm good.
All
Perry,
right.
are we doing the
He said he's going to be there so we can have some
3BQ
brisket.
brisket paninis next Thursday?
I think it's a possibility.
Did we just decide all of that? We just made a fun event. Manish, are you
It's
listening?
been a fun event the whole time. Thank you.
Even fun.
Wednesdays are cool and all.
Wednesdays are cool, but
But you're missing
Thursdays-
some very important people.
Gardy and Curt.
Ethan's invited.
Ethan's not invited.
Ethan, I am personally inviting you and buying you dinner because they're jerks.
Well, that's good. usually, Kurt's like, Gardy, you're covering Ethan. And I'm like, okay, I will, just because I
gotta-
love Ethan.
See,
Wait,
thank
wait,
you.
wait,
Thank
wait,
you for
wait,
loving,
wait.
Thank you for loving Ethan.
Wait. Every other time, that was one time I said, Gardy, can you cover Ethan? Because I pay for Ethan.
Manish says no little Cabela Mia.
No little Cabela Mia. I mean, it won't be that difficult. We just need to like
We just need a
resubmit
permanent
paperwork.
marker.
We'll just ban him from the page, and then we'll talk about little Cabela Mia, and then he'll no idea.
It is the funniest thing you've come up with that I can like personally remember. Even though you do say lots of funny things, that one's funny. But the little Bella Mia, please go like his Facebook page. Manish is an awesome community partner of ours, and so
Yeah.
we like him a lot.
He's always giving back to a bunch of schools and nonprofits
does
and making it happen.
He does a lot of work with Chef's Table Charities.
What does Chef's Table Charities have coming up next? I know y'all are
Easter.
always busy.
We have Easter baskets right now, and we're like 80 to 100 kids. I don't know. Natasha has the official numbers.
I saw she was sitting on the couch, and Joe Perez, like in a text group last night, Joe was like, "Are you sick? Why are you sitting down on the couch? Like, what's going on?"
She's like, I have my laptop.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, the fact that any of us are sitting ever is always like this giant warning. Like, why are you sitting? What's wrong?
Man, yesterday it was so weird. You know, we've been doing 15-hour days here at the church for the last like 5 days, and yesterday afternoon I was like, I can't.
You're
I
having
need to
to
get
actually
away.
work hard.
Oh, it's been crazy. We have a big event taking place. We're going to be talking about it during the 10 o'clock hour. But did you ever go, or were you? Because you
Yeah,
used to be
I was
a part of that. Mm-hmm. Did you ever work with the Road to Emmaus play?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 o'clock. We're going to be having this year's adaptation, this year's version of the Road to Emmaus. And then Saturday morning, there's a cool event going on, Kurt. What is that?
We're doing that egg drop. 15,000 eggs.
From a helicopter.
That's a
from
lot of eggs.
That's a lot.
How did you find that many chickens?
Well, we know a lot of people in Santa Fe. We know Angie Butler.
Angie
Susan.
Butler and Susan has eggs.
Yes.
Yeah, so
And
does
Kinson's.
Jessica Madrano.
Can I bring up
Chickens.
something that was weird the other day that I learned, and you'll laugh at this, Chef Mary, because you've known how
Lord.
much I've
How much information you've retained since you moved to Texas?
correct.
How we've made you smart?
So there was
Or-
apparently a Facebook Live that went down on Monday with Catherine Rudolph and her daughter Mercy, and they were talking about who had won the prizes for the boys versus girls youth event, right?
It's a candy contest.
And they were
To
going to have
stuff
a
the
big
eggs.
big pizza party, right? So and we're going to have the Easter Bunny, and Miss Mercy goes, and it's going to be Kurt live on Facebook.
So you've ruined the hopes and dreams.
But I didn't know I was the Easter Bunny. So I had to dress up in the Easter Bunny costume for this party because obviously I have to make,
Mercy happy.
Here's
Mercy
the
happy.
craziest part about this story. I said, Kurt, were you one of the mascots or the Easter bunnies that talk? Because usually, they don't talk. And I was
Yeah.
like, this guy can't help it.
Right.
He's going to be talking. So he's like, oh, no, I was talking. And tell him what you said.
Yes, I said,
Oh my God, this is the worst.
Yeah, so they were asking him, like, Mr. Easter Bunny.
what do you eat? Well, they were eating bunnies, and I said, oh, I love eating bunnies too. And
What
they
a
go,
horrible person!
Dressed as a giant bunny.
and the little kids go, no, Mr. Bunny, that's your children.
You can't eat
And they're
bunnies.
like, silly Easter Bunny, you eat carrots.
The best part is Kurt's not
The
on his knees.
worst.
That's just how tall he is. They're growing these kids taller than they used to. No, just kidding. He's
What is going on here?
So that is Kurt dressed up as the Easter Bunny. I think he probably made a pretty good Easter Bunny, minus scarring a few of the kids.
Oh, man.
I
so
don't know
there's
about
that.
all of that. Like,
Easter time is a good time. There's a lot of candy and blessings that go on.
no, it was Christmas several years ago when we decided that we didn't want to give presents anymore. And we were over it.
He's like, yes.
We hate giving Christmas presents.
No, we love giving presents. It's just the fact that 2 weeks after you give the presents, everything's either broken or in the trash.
Yeah. Or we've sold it to the Gator store or something. So anyways, we had a conversation like, we are Santa and Tooth Fairy was the one that hurt him the most. They were devastated about the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Like that the Tooth Fairy's not coming anymore.
Know that they don't exist. Like it's not an actual
That's
fairy.
weird. My son just lost a tooth yesterday, and the Tooth Fairy definitely came to our house last night.
But now we just transfer money into their Amazon account. Like it's just, here, you get $2 credit on Amazon,
Toothfairy at
That is
gmail.com.
a really magical Tooth Fairy.
It is.
Gardy didn't know about the Sandman.
I did know about the Sandman,
Mr.
but I didn't know that the
Sandman.
whole thing was like, hey, that's how you get
Bring
sleep in
me
your
a
eyes. I never heard it as sand in your eyes. I thought it was just a song and he came and brought you dreams. But apparently they say it's the sleep in your eyes.
Yeah, creepy man comes in and puts sand on your eyes.
And that's why you have.
Yeah.
That's me every morning.
You get that?
Oh yeah.
Kurt, you get that?
No, not anymore. I used to as a kid a lot. But then
That's
the
why
Sandman.
they say you have sleep in your go get the sleep out of your eyes.
Well, I know the sleep in my eyes, but I didn't know it was sand. Kurt was like, yeah, get the sand out your eyes. I was like, well, I never heard it that way. But I guess it makes sense. If Kurt says it must be true. I can't fact check that. It's like just the truth, right?
But,
Hey,
but that one is actually the truth.
Chef Mary, you guys have a couple of events coming up in May as well. We're getting closer to some of those
are we
major
doing?
events. Don't you have like a luncheon with the person, the head of the Honor Project?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Chef's Table Charities partners with the Honor Network.
That's what I'm sorry.
And no, it's fine. And Tommy Ma, and he's out of New York. He just got back from Aurora, Illinois. He went out there because there was a factory shooting, and so he went out to Aurora, and now he's home, and he's got a couple more projects. But the high school, Santa Fe High School, asked him to speak, and so he is coming in for the 1-year anniversary. And there's a big kickball tournament, and we're going to be participating in that, and hopefully y'all will be out there too.
Mm-hmm.
And so Chef's Table Charities is just supporting what these Santa Fe teachers are putting on. So I get to hang out with Tommy for the whole weekend, and I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
And we get to meet him for the first time.
He's amazing. He's and he'll have all kinds of new stories when he comes, because he's going on another project in between now and when he comes to Santa Fe. So we're really excited about it.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Honor Network and kind of what that is? Because I was trying to explain it this morning to Nayola a little bit about it, but
so the Honor Network was founded by Tommy Marr. It's him. He is a stay-at-home dad in New York. He's married to this saint of a woman named Cindy, and they have 3 kids that are all teenagers. And basically, he convinced his wife to buy a 15-passenger van. And she was like, what do we need this van for? And he's like, I don't know, but we need it. And so it's probably the closest thing to him listening to his conscience without being super religious. And so he did that. And then after he was, in New York, 9/11 was a big, day for all New Yorkers, for all United States, Americans as a whole. So that kind of impacted him. And he was a sanitation worker in New York City. And so he helps with the cleanup of that. And so after the shooting in Vegas, that was October 1st of 2017, he decided that he was going to do random acts of kindness in honor of victims of violent crimes. And so he started with Vegas, and he traveled across the United States to every single city that the victims were from and did random acts of kindness in their honor. And then after Vegas, he went to Parkland, Florida, and then he came to Santa Fe, and he has been to the synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh and now Aurora, and he went down to Florida recently. And so anyways, he keeps going and doing these, and he's built this beautiful network of people around him who now do random acts of kindness in honor of these victims as well. And so it's beautiful what he's doing, but the whole goal is to start the kindness early before you have to do it in honor of somebody.
Yeah, and it seemed like it was an easy decision for you to get hooked up and to start working with him.
Yeah, and when he came here for Santa Fe, we just saw all these Honor 10 bracelets. He was buying pizzas. He was putting money on vending machines, and he has these little cards, and it has the picture of the victim, their name, their birth date, and it says, we're doing this random act of kindness in honor of this victim. And so each victim has their own card. And it's somebody's loved one. It's somebody's family. It's somebody's person. And, for the families, seeing something good come out of something so bad is rewarding. And Tommy is He's self-funded. He does this all himself, and he goes around the country and basically whatever he feels led to do, he does. And so I've been blessed to travel with him on a couple of different occasions and see what he does, and it's amazing.
What are some of the random acts of kindness that you've done, or some ideas if somebody is wanting to hear those?
One of the cool things is I went to Costa Mesa, California with him. He's a fire commissioner now. We went there because we went there for the Borderline Country Club, and he was going to go do Borderline random acts of kindness, but in Costa Mesa there was a firefighter who was killed, and he was an avid bicycler. So we went to this bicycle shop. We Googled bicycle shop. We drove up. We sat in the parking lot, and him and I just kind of looked at each other and we're like, this isn't the right bicycle shop. So he's like, Google another one. So we Googled this other bicycle shop. We drove over there, and we went in, and we're like, hey, my name's Tommy. I'm from New York. We're in Cali, okay? So he's like, my name's Tommy. I'm from New York. And I'm like, oh, I'm Mary. I'm from Texas. And, we're here because of Mike Kreza, and we want to do some random acts of kindness. And so we realized there's a whole shop in the back that has where you can get your bike fixed. And so we happened to walk into the only bicycle shop in Costa Mesa where they provide all of the firefighters and the police officers their bicycles. And so we picked the right one to go in. And so we paid for several bills of people who were getting repairs on their bikes and just attached a little card saying, thank you so much. Like, this was done in honor of Mike, and, kind of explaining what happened, because people don't expect people to do nice things just to be nice. You know? But Tommy's gone in a diner and bought every single person's food in the whole restaurant. Every single table, every single ticket. He goes to parks and leaves toys outside of parks and playgrounds, bubbles and balls, and put stickers on them, and so that the kids who come up later have toys to play with. And so it just depends on what he's feeling at that time. And so we've taken it. Chef's Table Charities has kind of picked up on it. And the whole concept of believe there's good in the world, be the good. And we're starting to do kindness rallies in schools that encourage kids to do random acts of kindness and be the good in advance. And so, not necessarily having to have a reason to be good. Just be good. Just be a nice person. And so it's an honor that Tommy's allowing us to do that. And, we'll continue to support him as much as we possibly can.
How can parents encourage their kids to make the choices to be the good, especially in school or like bullying situations? How can they do that?
So really it's just paying attention. If you pay attention to your surroundings, then you can find ways to be a nice person. So holding the door open for somebody, saying hi to your janitor staff and your support staff.
Interns.
And your little baby interns. Say hi to them every morning. Bake them cookies. Helping teachers clean up the classroom, helping do an extra chore for your parents that you're not expecting them. Your parents aren't expecting you to do. If you have a sibling, you just be nice to your sibling and have just a good day at the house. So those are things that you can start with on the low front, all the way up, to where we want kindness to go viral. We want to be able to have people be kind just for the act of being kind. Mm-hmm. But half of that is just looking up from your cell phone and looking for opportunities to help.
Yeah, go and be involved.
After KHEA radio is off the air, preferably.
Well, you can do your random act of kindness while watching KHEA radio and then tell us what you're doing.
Your random act could be sharing out a stream, and then our random act can be like, hey, you get a cheese board. And it's a big thing. It's one of those things that as parents, we choose to be kind. We go out of our way to find ways to be kind. And our children now do that. So my favorite thing when I was a kid is my father used to buy people's food in restaurants randomly. It was my favorite thing to watch my dad be like, hey, bring me their ticket. So as an adult, my sister Kat and Evelyn and I, we do this all the time. We'll be out and we're like, hey, go get me their ticket. Don't tell them it was us, but just bring me their ticket.
So now Tim has picked up on it, and he'll be out with the kids.
Yeah. For instance, like I was in West Palm Beach visiting my sister about a month ago, and I went to this little hole-in-the-wall restaurant, and the bartender there which I sat at the bar to eat, and the server just looked like she was having a bad day. So my bill was only $20, but I tipped the bill. I doubled it up, so I paid $40, and she went to bring me change, and I'm like, no, this is yours. And she basically, that just her smile alone just showed that there is kindness
that can
It's
change the
real
whole
simple.
day.
Yeah, it's real simple. And we've every time we travel, we look for ways to be kind and to do things. And but now the kids, we were somewhere. I think we were going through Chick-fil-A, and Viva was like, "You didn't pay for the person behind you's food," and it was just she's 10, like her paying attention to what we had going on, and we involved them in as many activities as we possibly can. They're kind of voluntold into some things, but just saying, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do. But now they expect it. They expect us to be kind. They expect us to do, these things.
Yeah.
And so
here's a comment. This is from Michelle Alvarado. She said, let the kids see you doing nice things and they will follow. So in February for the Birthday Joy program, we were trying to, gather some toys. They throw birthday parties for these kids who could really use a birthday party. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was an opportunity to take my son and to take Kurt, and we would go to the stores and we would buy stuff, and just to show him an example. And my son, he didn't understand it at first, and he's like, "Well, do I get something?" I'm like, "You have literally, you're spoiled, and I love that. You're my son. I would buy you anything, but this is for these other kids." And so he was like, "Okay," kind of trying to understand it all.
Well, I mean, like going off with children, like with our kids with birthday parties, our kids will say, bring all the birthday presents to me, but I'm going to donate them to Susan Leaning.
Yeah, Susan and
for the kids at the
Big Love Cancer Care. She's gotten our presents for years.
Yeah.
Viva's last birthday party, we did art supplies for the Santa Fe art rooms and the counseling rooms over there. So it's, for us, we're so blessed, like on a level that we can't even comprehend. And so being able to, pass that forward to the next, to our kids. But, it falls back to all what y'all are doing. Y'all support small businesses. It's huge. Y'all do that. And that's a blessing to those small businesses, just being able to give that to them. And so y'all don't even think about, like, what y'all are doing is kind. And it trickles forward.
It just comes naturally.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think you have to start young. You got to get the kids. You got to get Ethan when they're babies.
He's doing good.
He's good.
Ethan's great.
I think one of the things that for us about doing good is, for me, it's even just saying hi in the to somebody. I've noticed that we were debating one day, you and I. One of the things I remember growing up, my dad, no matter where we were, he always raised one finger as a car passed by as he was driving, like he had his hand on the steering wheel.
We do that.
We
wave.
Wow. The index finger.
Okay. It's like, Kurt, that's not a nice thing, actually. I don't know.
He raised two fingers. He just waved. Mm-hmm. It was just a simple thing. And I was doing it the other day, and I forget who was in my car, but someone was in my car, and they go, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm waving at the other cars." I'm like, "You're being a distraction." And I was like,
"It was your girlfriend." I remember you said,
"Oh yeah." And I was like, "Oh hey."
No, not being a distraction. Totally a Southern charm there.
Yeah, but I remember that's where. But I don't see anybody else do it.
No, we wave. We hold doors. I ask cashiers. I make cashiers stop checking me out and look up at me. Like, hey, how are you doing today? How's your day going? Did you get here early? Like, have a whole conversation with them. Put my phone in my pocket. Make them look up. And you would be amazed that they're just so thankful that you took time to stop and ask how their day was.
But you will also make good friends at your local grocery store.
Yeah, HEB and I, like, my 646 HEB and I, we're all besties. I know more cashiers and department managers. And it's funny, we went in the other day and I'm like hooting and hollering it up with.
Oh yeah, like yelling across the grocery store at our favorite cashiers.
Yeah,
that's fun though.
They love me.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock right now. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Hey, is there anything else?
What else do we have to talk about? We could sit here. I don't know. I need my own radio show.
You do.
We've been talking about that. People, if you're watching right now,
would you sit and listen to me talk for an hour?
If we gave Chef Mary Bass her own
We just
talk show,
did.
It's true. It is true.
would you want that? Would the people be willing?
Let's see lots of heart emojis.
Let's
see all
do
those.
heart emojis.
Hey, wait,
If-
we need to give away a cheese board. Can we do that before we leave?
Yes.
Is
Well,
Pastor Cat here?
KHEA Radio, you are the winner of a cheese. We won a cheese board, Kurt.
I can't see all the comments. We'll have to do it after the stream ends. Like, I can't go back and see the cheese.
We'll make sure that they get the. That
The
they
only
will be the
the
winners.
only one I can see, and I know there was more because it was
mine?
earlier, was Michelle Alvarado.
There's so many cheese comments.
I can't scroll back up.
It sometimes will limit as far as you can go. Maybe like on the mobile or something. But
Oh, can you see them?
Well, I
Okay,
can go a
know
little bit
that
more.
it's Michelle Alvarado, Ashley Harper, Manish, Holly Ann,
would you be giving
Christopher Beal.
a cheese board to Manish?
Manish eats grape. He put grape emojis. I told him if you're vegetarian, put the grapes.
Okay, let's do. So you want to pick somebody?
Out of the two that
3
you,
BBQ.
I say we go this person. Can I just pick a winner? Is that cool, Mary, or you want to
You
pick
do
them?
it. No, do it.
Hey, you know what? Holly Ann.
Boom.
You win. I'm going to leave a comment. You win. Congratulations to Holly. You are winning a cheese board. Boom. So I'm going to
Listen,
say.
my good friend Dean Chin just tuned in, and I have to give him a shout out because Dean a kiss.
Yeah, he's all the way in Austin.
He's in Austin. He's a cool kid.
Cool. All right, Mary. Well, we appreciate you, and thank you, Tim, for coming in and hanging out
Absolutely,
with us.
had a great time.
Oh, she's right out there.
Well, she just came
She
by.
just
I started
walked
waiting.
by.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Because I texted and I said, "Are you ready?"
This guy. All right, we're going to take a
ready?
break. This is KHEA 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Elevation, and we're going to be talking to Catherine Rudolph, executive pastor here at Abundant Life Christian Center. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Hey, Mary Ann, we need to remember that. I put on there, hey, contact us, contact Mary.
She just commented. She said, "What? Thank you."
Okay,
Holly
awesome.
Ann.
Holly Ann.
Come in next Thursday to Little Bella Mia.
Cabela.
No. Manish corrected us.
Yeah, he said no. That's not
He
okay.
said no, it's not okay. So Little Bella Mia, come come in and just come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm your cheese emoji."
Thank
And
you for
I will build you
listening.
into a board.
Hey, we are still giving away tickets to the League City Music Festival and Barbecue Cook-Off. You know, we have Friday passes, we have Saturday passes, and we have weekend passes as well. So we'll let you choose one of those options. So all you have to do is like, share, and comment on that video, and we'll get you those passes.
That video being this one. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure that you just hit a thumbs up. Your cheese emoji could score you some passes to the
All
festival.
the cheese emojis.
And we
Plan.
appreciate you guys. Hey, thanks, Mary. Tim. Hey, stay tuned because we're gonna be getting into a lot of fun stuff. Kurt, do you have that video loaded?
Oh, yes, here. Take a look at what's taking place
Boom.
this weekend at Abundant Life Christian Center,
Stay tuned.
601 Delaney Road, Lamarck, Texas.
Don't go nowhere. Still, don't go.
I need my board.
Don't go. Hey, just eat that. Ethan, just put that cheese in your mouth.
Ethan, come on. Come on.
Just put it in his little Ziploc bag.
Kurt literally ate it.
God's talking to me. I refuse to do less in my life than what I believe God called me to do.
And they're like, I'm going to live like them. But God didn't call you to live like them. God didn't call you to do what they do. God called you to copy Him. And God said, I'm the original. Get healed, you want to get delivered? Just add blood has been shed. It's been offered on the mercy seat. It is finished. Come on, somebody.
Hey, folks, that was a look at Easter. This weekend is taking place. It's the Holy Week. We are in this Easter season, and we have Catherine Rudolph
Good morning.
here in studio. What's up, Catherine? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Nice to be back.
That's good. Glad that you're here. We had Mary Bass in, which you know Mary. You've known
I
her for a long
do.
time, huh?
We called her Mama Mary.
Mama Mary.
Took care of the basketball team.
Mm-hmm. She did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I guess everybody did a lot because we had a lot of school competitions, and it's like, hey, you're making a quilt, and
And you're also
you're all-
going to be running track.
yeah, so it's like, yeah, just knitting and all kinds of stuff. So, but that was
Uh-huh.
fun. being a part of a small school and just getting to be friends with everybody. So,
Very true.
do you like barbecue sauce?
Me? Love it. Why? I see an open jar sitting on the table here.
Yeah. Do you want to
drinking it,
take?
or-
No, we haven't, but we just popped it open.
Where's it from?
Tim made it. Tim Bass. So Chef Mary's husband, he does some of the cook-offs locally.
Yeah.
And so Mary will work with the team and they'll have seafood competition, so she'll kind of help with that. So he actually made this sauce. They met in culinary school. He didn't finish the program, but he does like smoking barbecue and cooking as well. So this is like his recipe. We asked him what goes in it, and we don't have all the ingredients because it's a secret. So she brought in a cheese board too. Curt, do you like brie cheese? Have you ever had it, the white?
I love brie cheese.
I had I've had brie before, and I'm not a fan. Ethan, is it good?
Oh, Ethan kept it. It is good. Is that your first time to try it? He's speechless.
I know, right?
He's literally speechless. Just like Ethan reminded me. He's just like he's like a mime over there, man.
He's mime.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we just showed a video, and it's a little bit of what's going to be taking place at. Oh, I have Mary's phone. I can like post all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh, she's still on.
I'm just going to say I love KHEA
How long until she realizes?
and Gardy.
Oh,
They're there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Too bad.
Here you go. Yeah, no, that's what he did. He came to the door and was like, hey, the phone. But so we shared a video. It's what is going to be taking place at Abundant Lime. Can you walk us through what the rest of this week looks like?
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 7 o'clock is the Road to Emmaus. That's the Easter production. And I'm really excited about the entire show, but I was talking to the animal handlers that bring in, like all the little sheep and goats and stuff the other day. We actually have several different people that are bringing in animals this year. But one of the organizations has like week-old baby lambs.
Oh, wow.
They're going to be in the show. How fun is that?
Baby lamb. Did you see yesterday that we had little baby goats?
Goats
in studio.
They're called pygmy goats. They're like this big.
Oh, I wish
So
they were
I-
in Road to Emmaus.
I'm imagine the little
We probably
baby
could
goats.
get them in. We could probably get them in. They could be stars.
People might get upset.
They're
Why?
from Goat Yoga. Goat
Never
Yoga.
mind.
That's why people. There was a big.
Hoopla about goat yoga.
Well, like
yesterday.
yoga in general.
Yeah, not the goats. They weren't mad
the
at
goat.
the goats.
The goats are fine, but people are like,
they
well,
got dragged into it.
they didn't do anything. They just want to jump around and be
They just
cute.
wanna jump around and be cute.
They have blue eyes, but we're gonna have baby lambs.
Yes.
How big is a baby lamb?
She said you have to carry it, like little enough to like carry in your arms.
Oh, you know what we need? A lion, so we can have the lion and the lamb.
Nice.
Kellen, my son, who's 6 years old, he's in the play, and he thought that somebody said something about, hey, remember my lines or my line, like the lines in the play. And so my wife heard, and she said, Kellen was asking, is there really going to be a lion in the play? And that'd be cool if we had like a baby lamb, and then we can set it up super cute with a lion. That'd be
would
awesome.
be nice.
Next year,
Next year.
you think we can make something like
Road
that
to
happen?
Emmaus goals.
Road
What are
to
you
Emmaus
drinking?
goals, hashtag.
That's mine.
What's in there?
This is a grande decaf cappuccino with coconut milk and sweet and low.
Did your intern get you those? Because our intern just brings us black coffee.
I was gonna bring one for everybody to try because nobody ever drinks coconut milk in a coffee, and it's really good. But I got it too early, and it would have been like cold.
Cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wouldn't have been the full effect.
I don't think he wants it.
I'm
good.
I'm good too.
I'm good. Thank you so much.
It's not coconut milk. We're good.
Yeah.
Ethan.
Okay, so the show, right? Friday,
Yes.
Saturday, and Sunday at 7. So pre-show at 6, we're going to have the Easter Bunny out for people to take pictures with. We'll have food.
Newly designed. I saw it last night.
How
It's a new
does it look?
costume?
It's looking good.
Wait, it's not
Right.
the real Easter Bunny?
But the Easter Bunny's real, Kurt. So
Yes.
we touched him up, right? Gave him some.
He needed some plastic surgery.
Well, good. So he got that. So he's going to be fresh for the production
By
this
the way,
weekend.
Fixing his hand was definitely really, really hard.
Okay.
Because apparently you have to like. So I learned last night because I'm helping with the plastic surgery on the Easter Bunny and figuring out how that you had to do a right, like to do the thumb on this side and then on this side was a little bit harder than you would think.
Okay.
Because we messed up like maybe 4 times, like trying to get the hand right because you have to have the two sides.
I'm glad the surgery ended successfully.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was perfect
Okay,
once it
good.
got done, but it took a few tries.
Wow. All right.
It's a great story. What am I
Yeah.
supposed to do with this, Catherine? What am I supposed to do with this? This happens like every 15 minutes. Something comes up and I'm like, he's like, you know what I'm talking about? And everybody's like, no, we have no idea what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
It's hard to explain the mess up. The
hands on the left and the right and the side. And I'm like, what are you saying? So are there hands?
There's now gloves.
Hey, that's awesome.
Okay, good.
We
We
got
did
there.
it. That's the whole point. Okay, there's gloves now. So there's going to be the Easter Bunny.
The Easter Bunny, yes, he will be there. And then Saturday morning, the Easter egg drop. So egg hunt zones for ages 1 all the way up through 12. And then the helicopter flies over, drops the Easter eggs for everybody to go. And it's just like a little scramble. The children look like little ants. And they just kind of all to one side. And then it's like, oh, there's eggs over here. And they run back to the other side. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Kids run all over the place for
Yes.
eggs. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. In Nebraska, we don't have egg hunts like that.
Really?
What do you do?
I don't remember ever having egg hunts.
Well, you said that you had an Easter egg, like a basket.
Yeah,
right?
but
Easter
it was filled
basket.
with like a PlayStation. So then we sat around and played PlayStation all afternoon.
Dang, you were that. Man, you had it good as a kid?
I did,
Wow.
and there was always like Reese's eggs inside of it.
I don't know what a Reese's is.
You know it's Reese's, right? No, we've told him before. He don't care.
It's Reese.
He's like, because it's Reese's Pieces. I'm like, no, it's not. It's
Not-
Reese's Pieces.
wow.
It's okay. It's all right, Kurt. Maybe you'll say it right next year.
I'll try
Maybe.
again next time.
You know, you're becoming more and more accustomed to this area.
Trying.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a
trying.
process.
That's a good thing. That's a Texan word. I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm still not okay with a couple of things.
He
but
said something yesterday. He was like, y'all Texans just don't know what you're talking about. We're like, Kurt, y'all is a Texan thing. And we do know what we're talking about. Oh, he's like, oh, man, you got me. Y'all Texans.
Y'all Texans.
Yep. Hey, so is there a new Easter Bunny costume, or is Kurt just like talking about newly designed because there's gloves now?
No, he's brand new.
So there's a brand new get up.
Oh no, like plastic surgery brand new.
Okay,
That is
okay.
brand new.
Yeah, it's just touching up the other one. It looks really kind of cool though, because now the nose is actually completely pink.
Nice.
You know, he was having some issues like I'm having, where there's just like little
Oh, yeah.
spots on the nose. You know,
Falling off.
falling off. We touched up the fur on around the nose because it was falling off, and
Ethan has this photo that we've been showing. Is that Mercy next to you?
yes,
That may be the closest Mercy will ever be to you in this. And it's in a because you're the Easter Bunny.
Hold on, I took the wrong camera. There you go.
Yeah, and we mentioned earlier how you were maybe causing some trauma for the kids. Can you share that story?
Yeah, apparently I learned that if you were gonna be a mascot, just don't say anything. Like, don't talk.
What did you say?
Well, they were eating bunnies or like little things of like chickens or something, little bunnies, and I said, I love eating those too. And the little kids looked at me and said,
Mr. Easter Bunny.
you can't eat your children?
Because he was like, I eat bunnies. And we're like, what are you talking about?
And they go, silly Easter bunny, you eat carrots.
Nice.
And then they started handing me carrots instead of the little bunnies, and yeah.
Well, at
So-
least they knew. They could redirect it. I'm sure they were all okay.
Yeah, I bet they're scarred though for life. So I'm never gonna comment
Yes.
inside of the bunny suit again.
So we got 40 seconds. We can go on the FM as well. So Easter is taking Easter this year is it's coming up on Sunday. But the thing that's so weird to me is Easter like just jumps all over the place. They're like, oh well, it's going to be this week. Easter falls late in the month this year. It's
know.
early in the month.
I don't know how
Who
you
decides
decide. I have no idea. Great question.
Yeah, Ethan, can you maybe just Google that? Who decides when Easter is and why? So here we go. 15 seconds. Playing some Switchfoot right now, so you know it's good. You're welcome. Native tongue. All right, here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
It's 10:15 on a Thursday. We have Pastor Catherine Rudolph in studio. Catherine, you're the executive pastor here at Abundant Life. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Well, I'm glad that you're here today because we're going to be talking about everything that's going on for the rest of this week. It's been a very busy time around here.
Extremely busy. Yes.
And there's a lot going on for kids to adults. I mean, what are some of the things that people can get into?
Yeah, so you can come to the egg hunt on Saturday morning, which is for kids. Of course, mom and dad, you're going to bring them, right? But we let the kids do the egg hunting, face painting, root beer floats. There's some bounce houses for the little kids that'll be out there too. And then the production, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, the Easter production is for the entire family. And it's free to get in, which is awesome, and a great way to celebrate Easter, see the Easter story happen. And then, of course, Sunday morning at 10, church for your whole family. What greater time of year to go to church than on Easter, right?
Definitely. Me and Kurt were talking a little bit earlier about Easter. A lot of people, you know, they're busy. Maybe they don't regularly attend church or as much as they would like. So Easter is a time where people are going to come or, you know, hey, I'm a member there, I'm going to go. And we were talking about, what do you think people look for in a church, especially on Easter? Kurt, you mentioned, you know, growing up, you had a home church there. It was a little bit different.
Yeah, it was a Lutheran church, and he was trying to ask me, like, hey, what would you like in an Easter service? And I said the one thing I probably miss from my, like, church services, like, on Easter and stuff growing up was we always did the Apostles' Creed inside of the Lutheran church. And
do you know that?
I do not know the
Yeah,
Apostles'
I didn't know
Creed.
either. And he was like, you don't know that?
It's like a Catholic
It's
thing
like a chant. Like everybody says it together.
I believe in God the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and the earth.
Sounds like a song. Father. Okay, but yeah.
I believe in Jesus Christ, the Son, our Lord.
And this is when I fade him out.
But one of the things was like, I believe in the Holy Catholic Church. I believe in it was like something else. Like there was just like, it's like a statement, a belief statement.
Okay. And that's what he said he misses. I was like, I think you could still do that if you wanted to, like on your own time, but that's not what you're going to necessarily get at a church service at Abundant Life, or especially on Easter. So what can somebody expect for Easter service?
Great question. I mean, when they come in, it's a family environment, first of all. So the service is for the entire family. So you can either sit with your children in the service, or you could bring them to one of the child care areas where they're going to minister to them. They're going to have music. They're going to do craft. They're going to learn in all those creative ways about the story of Jesus. So it's not going to have that super traditional feel. It has something that's more engaging for those young people. And then in the sanctuary also, it's that more contemporary, I guess you can say, kind of a feel in the music with the light presentation, all of that, you know, on the stage, that huge LED wall that we have up there, all of those things just kind of speak, I guess, generationally to somebody a little bit. And then in the message, it's about understanding the word instead of just reading the story. So the story of Easter is told, but it's like, how do you apply it to your life? How do you make it make sense for you?
Yeah, because the Bible doesn't change. The message could change in presentation, especially, you know, with lights. But for the most part, I mean, the story is there, and it's true, you know, thousands of years ago, and it's true today. So just the delivery of that will look different.
Definitely.
Even from last year.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It'll be totally different from there. We do receive a communion. That's a pretty traditional thing that people look for, I think, in an Easter service. So there's always a communion time that we do during that morning worship. And but yeah, I think understanding, that's the biggest thing, is your experience when you come in, that you get to worship and you get to understand who Jesus is and how to make the story of Easter apply in your own life.
Okay. Right now it's 10:19. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM.
One of the things, you guys have been doing Road to Emmaus for a very long time.
Yeah.
How many years have you done Road to Emmaus?
We've done it since 2002, and then there was a 2-year break that we took. So this is bringing it back after that 2-year silence that we had for the show.
So this is like 15 years that 15th time that you've done Road to Emmaus. What makes this year different than any other year that you've seen?
We've completely redesigned the stage. The set that goes around the production is totally different. Like, I don't know how else to say that. It is night and day from what it was before. So it's a digital set predominantly, instead of being that stationary set with like the big platforms that we had up on the stage. It moves through the entire show, and the screens change, and it's a really cool take on the production.
I got a question about the design of the set, but I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But I remember whenever we used to have the boat scene and, like, you know, walking on the water, and I remember it was like, oh, sometimes, you know, most of the time it worked perfect, but sometimes it was just like, then we stopped doing it. It was like, hey, somebody broke or it fell or something like that, but it was just really cool. I just remember the boat
scene was really cool.
It was neat, It
was a bear to set up.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I was eating lunch with Curt yesterday.
Okay.
And he'll say stuff, often, and it's kind of shocking.
I did not say it. Careful. I did not say it exactly like this. I know where he's going with this.
Okay.
I know
He did.
exactly where this is going.
Curt. So,
Okay, get it out of the way.
So he'll say stuff sometimes. And I'm like, Curt, and I just let it go. And then I brought it up. Actually, this was 2 days ago because I brought it up
you
yesterday.
brought it up yesterday.
Yeah. So Curt was like, well, I designed the whole show. And I'm
no.
like,
Not say that. I did not say that.
Curt.
He's muting my microphone. That's not fair.
yes, he does. Like, he'll say that, talking about Road to Emmaus, the Easter play, and he's like, well, I designed the whole show.
I
Like,
did not.
I should be able to be in the sound booth. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I let him have it. I was just like, whatever.
What I meant
And
was
so
I
brought it-
designed the screens. Like I had to find the. Never mind.
And
I'm not
I was
even
like,
gonna
Curt,
argue with
I was
it.
like, you were sourcing like the background images. I don't know about designing the whole show. Those are two major things, like, and they're totally different.
They are very different.
Like,
but
he used to
Curt
tell
did
me-
put in a lot of energy to find the screens and to help make sure all of that was palatable when we got into production season.
He
I
did.
said, and Gardy
No,
was
he
like,
didn't. He didn't say that.
on the whole show. I did not say that. I just,
Yes, he
wow, you're trying to get me in trouble here.
Hey, if you get in trouble, I feel like it's not going to be from me trying to get you in trouble.
True.
Yes. So if y'all think Curt should be fired, hit me with a thumbs up.
Wow.
A thumbs up react.
Now, see, this is exactly where it could happen, Ethan. Where I get this is a true firing. I fire Ethan like every day.
Why?
We're telling him, like, hey,
Ethan,
I don't think you're allowed to
can
fire
come-
Ethan.
Yeah, no, you can intern for me. It's okay. If they
Curt,
fire you, you've got a spot.
You're going to lose our
Our only intern.
Ethan is one of the good ones.
our longest serving intern. Ethan, do you feel better?
Surfing.
Do you feel better, like, knowing that your job is secure, even if Curt does fire you for real?
I feel really good knowing that my job is secure.
So we were at Furniture Zone last Friday, and
Okay.
Ethan was back here helping Jennifer get accustomed to how to run the board when we're on location. And I called him, and I was, giving him a compliment. I'm like, "Hey, Ethan, you did really, really good today. I didn't have to fire you." And he goes, "What?"
You couldn't hear him.
And he couldn't hear me. And I said, "I didn't have to fire you." And he said, "What?" He said it 3 times. He said, "What?" And I said, I finally said, "You're fired." And everybody
In
in
the furniture store.
everyone in the store like turns around
Oh,
and like looks, and I was
no.
like, "Oh, they didn't understand."
There's
I was
customers,
joking.
the staff of
I was
Furniture,
like-
and there was a lot of customers. There was our guest, KT Wellness, was still there.
Yeah, and they were
Furniture
like-
Zone was there.
What? I was
Oh,
like, hold
no.
on. I'm like, we're joking.
The meat market was there. Everybody was there.
It was
There were
kind of
seriously
one of
like
those
5
scary
customers
moments where
shopping.
you're like, people don't understand
Yes.
the joking behavior, and he had to explain it. It was funny.
Oh, no.
It was.
Sorry
So
you were
E-
a party to that, Ethan.
Ethan said, when you do fire me, I'm never gonna know because you joke so
You'll
much.
just keep showing up and you're like, no, get out.
And he goes, when you ask for my name badge, that's when I'll know. And I'm like,
Ethan, you found an article. You found the information talking about Easter. Can
I
you give us
did.
like the information? What
As
is?
soon as I pull it back up.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh,
so
this is who decides the Easter day.
Easter, yes.
Okay.
So Easter's decided when the first full moon occurs after the vernal equinox. So when that first full moon happens, Easter is the following Sunday.
okay.
That's
Right.
confusing.
What? What's confusing about it?
Yeah, because I'm not checking the
I don't
mood,
even know
right?
the answer to the question.
I don't know. I'm just confused. Okay, I'm just confused, man. Okay, so we're talking about Easter. It's coming up quick. There's a play. Curt designed the whole
show.
play.
Whole show.
So if you want to come see this show as designed by Curt Casper, it's going to be opening on Friday, 7:00. What's the best day for somebody to come?
Oh, man. I don't even know.
Not Friday. Give us a night to get accustomed. Come Saturday, right?
No,
No,
here's
come
what you
every
do.
night.
You
You
come
say
Friday.
come every night, and then you bring somebody back the following night.
Oh,
Come on,
yes.
set designer.
Every night.
Don't you want people to come?
Yeah.
Yes,
Then you can
every
see the
night.
differences. Like, hey, is there something different from this night to this night? And then Sunday, it's going to be the closing performance, so you don't want to miss it because everybody's going to be awesome. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a good show. I think I've never seen the show before.
Right.
So this is going to be the best ever because I've only seen this one.
Well, and if you have seen it before, it's totally different. So you really haven't. You should come and check it out. And I will say people have been calling in and reserving seats. So if you got a group of 10 or more and you want to reserve seats for one of the night, you can still call in or message us. You can message the radio station right here. so that we could get your seats. But you need to get here early so you can get a good seat because there are groups coming to all the shows.
What's the number that people can call in order to get that?
It's 409-935-1606. Can we put that in the comments for people to see?
Ethan's going to knock it out for
Sweet.
us.
Thanks, intern Ethan. Glad you weren't fired.
He's the best. Ethan is the best. And the longest serving intern here at KHEA.
Wonderful.
Doing a great job making it happen here. So we're talking to Catherine Rudolph. She's the executive pastor at Abundant Life, learning about everything that's going on during this Easter season. And it's something Pastor Allen talked about called like the Holy Week. And even in the story, like they talk about, hey, we had to get Jesus off the cross before this because, hey, you're not supposed to work on the Sabbath. And there's just a lot of tradition that I guess we don't think about in like the Holy Feast and being so far removed unless you're like Ethan and just like a scholar, then you can dive deep into those things and understand. But it's cool to see the Easter play. Like Curt was talking about Judas yesterday and just how he walked with Jesus and still he decided to betray him.
I know. It's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But it puts perspective, I think, on people today, where you see people that have an experience with God, and then we understand we're just human.
Yeah.
And so we've got to make decisions every day to stick with our faith, and hopefully people will do that. That's why we're here, to help people make that decision in that journey of life. But yeah, I mean, it just happens because God's not a magician. So he doesn't just snap his fingers and make everybody obey. Everybody's got a will, and
Free
so
will.
they have to. Yeah, they got to choose.
Yeah, the whole Easter play, like when you're looking at it, the one thing that always gets me is the Judas piece. Like it just blows me away. Like had Judas not done that, Jesus, maybe the story would have been different. But
also even like the line in the play, and obviously they get it from the Bible. He says, hey, whatever you have to go and do it. So it's like, I don't necessarily believe in predestination, but I guess his heart was already where it was going to be. And so he's just like, hey, you're already doing it.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
It's going to, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody the other day about this too. Like it's hard like to think about, and I don't want to say this in front of Pastor too, but
why?
For me, okay, so here's where it came down to for me.
Okay.
And I'll bring this up because I would like your thoughts on this too. Jesus knew what he was doing.
Okay.
Like Jesus knew, like going into Jerusalem, he knew like, hey, in a week, like he talks about,
Right.
he knew that he was going to die.
He was the sacrifice.
Right.
He knew that he was going to have to suffer and go through that. I don't know if I would ever do something like that. I don't know if I knew like, hey, you're going to die. I don't know if I could. And I was telling someone there, Columbine shooting happened, right? And they came and actually talked to the dad of one of the victims came and talked at our church, or not at our church, at our school. And it was the first person who was killed, and she was outside, and they asked her like, hey, point blank, are you a Christian? Would you die for it? And then they shot her.
Yeah.
I said, man, I don't know like if I could do that. Like, I don't know if I could sit there and know that how I would die and do that. And Jesus Christ did that. Like he knew this was going to happen. And I don't know if I could ever take that mentality of, hey, I'm going to die for this. You know what I mean? I'm a Christian, and I stand by my Christian faith, but that's hard to do. Like to know that this is how you're going to end it,
Sure, but a hard decision doesn't mean that you wouldn't make it. And I will say that when you go through things in life, like I've not been faced with that, like where somebody point blank asked me, but going through tragedy, like you always think you're going to respond a certain way. Like if this happened, I would do this. Or if this happened, I think I would do that. But when you get squeezed in that moment, it's amazing the way you respond. It's almost like an out of body experience, if I can say it like that. That it's like your spirit man takes over. And when you can't make the decision for yourself, like in your natural man, that's where that faith really comes alive. And so I think that in a moment like that young girl at Columbine, I remember, hearing about that and just was devastated by that whole event. That was kind of the first big thing that kind of took over, in America with all of the school shootings and happenings that were going on. And I mean, I just so admired, as tragic as it was, I admired that girl so much more, and her faith and her stand. Yeah. And I think it gives other people inspiration that if I were faced with a moment like that that I could because somebody else did. And not like somebody in history, but somebody in the era that I lived in.
Yeah.
And not that it had to happen for somebody else to be in that place, but because it happened, somebody else can be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, and we talk about like self-defense and training and just like you're as prepared as you can be. But whenever something happens, you really don't know how you're going to respond, but just being secure in your faith, knowing this is what I believe, like you say, like I'm a Christian. Yes, I know what I believe and I'm a Christian, and just being secure in who God is to you and that relationship, and that can help you be prepared. Not that you're ever walking expecting a situation like that.
I think that's what makes what Jesus did even more powerful. And every time when we're in that play or when I'm talking about it, like I just get overwhelmed with emotion, to think about what he did. We did a catechism class or whatever it's called in the Lutheran church growing up, where we had to learn to take communion and stuff.
Sure.
First communion class, I think, is actually what we called it in the Lutheran church. But it was, they talked about like even like the logistics of like how he was hung on the cross. And it was just powerful, like the history behind, because, you always see Jesus full length, hanging on the cross. And the Lutheran church actually like looked back and said, no, it was a small cross and his knees were bent to the side and stuff. Like just, that's how it, like, this was the logistical
That's how
piece
they
of
historically
it.
did it.
Yeah.
Historically did it. And I was just like blown away, but like how painful.
Yeah, it was
like,
as uncomfortable as humanly possible. They knew how to like position the body and all of those things to make it very gruesome.
And he didn't die from like the nails in his hand or the thorns
like
on
the
his
suffocation.
head. It was the suffocation that you put your hands out like this because you're reaching up to grasp, and it's long.
Yeah.
They said he was probably on the cross for 10 some hours, just sitting there because you just slowly over time, and then you're gasping for air and you can't, and you just suffocate. And it's just like that to me is what gets me, like just bawling my eyes out that somebody knew that was going to like he knew that was going to happen to him, and he still did it. It blows me away.
You think about in the garden, whenever he was praying and he had his disciples with him, and I believe he prayed like, hey, if there's any other way, like take this cup, if this is it, hey, I'm good to go. But if there's any other way, can we do that? And on the cross, I guess, like he was upset and everything going on, and I guess God had to like turn his back and be like, hey, because he was made sin for us.
Yeah.
And just thinking about how you said, I don't know if I would, Jesus walking into the city, he knew what was going to happen, but even still, he prayed like, hey, are you sure? Like, if there's something else we can do, let's explore that option.
Sure.
And he said, okay, let's do this.
I think that was the God part of him, knowing that it had to be done, but the human side, like, that battle, which is what happens to us, right? Because Christ lives in you when you're born again. And so your flesh or your mind is always kind of battling that until you get to that moment of realization that I'm walking through this, I'm doing this, I know my answer's on the other side. I think it's Hebrews 12 that says that for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, despising the shame, but now he's seated at the right hand of the Father. And that's what we did in kids' church last night, that you're God's favorite is what we said to the kids. And Jesus saw you when he was going through that, and that's what pulled him through that moment, is he knew what was on the other side. That's was a better life.
It's part of the Apostles' Creed, by the way.
Hey, there you go.
He's seated at the right hand of the Father, and he will come again to judge the living and the dead.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're so excited.
It was obviously very impacting, though. That's a good thing.
The Apostles' Creed was one of my favorite parts of the service, was when we got to the Apostles' Creed, because we did it every Sunday, to the point where they had it in the booklet, but I always try to do it by memory. You know, kind of like when you do the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
It was always like, oh, let me put that on my notes so I can say it by memory. It was so cool. I loved it.
Were you like showing off, being like, hey, look at me?
I was looking around and be like, oh yeah, I got this memorized. You don't have this memorized? Yeah. Yeah, I miss the Apostles' Creed.
I'm going to have to look it up. I've never read the Apostles' Creed from the
can you
Lutheran
do some
Church.
research and find the Apostles' Creed for us?
Thank you so much. It's
Thanks.
10:35. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. We have Easter Sunday coming up. It's on Sunday morning. What can you let us know, like, what can somebody expect from our service? What time does it start? And the door is open. Who's welcome?
Yeah, so everybody's welcome. Obviously, it's open to the community. All services are. Doors open at 9 a.m. We're going to have some Easter donuts and coffee that are out front for everybody. And then you can get your children checked in, infants all the way up to 12 years old in our Joy Zone Children's Ministry, and then go into the service with the rest of your family and receive a communion, have worship, have an amazing message that's there that'll just inspire you to keep living your Christian faith strong.
What can the kids expect on that Sunday morning?
Oh, man. The kids are going to have all kinds of Easter prizes. The Easter Bunny is going to be coming and going to be in service with us. We're going to have an angel that's going to appear in service on Easter Sunday. You never know what's going to happen when you come into Joy Zone. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Are you going to give them a ton of candy?
I'm giving them a ton of prizes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Not too much candy.
Not too terribly much candy. No.
Sometimes they get really candied up, which is great. If you're the
I've
kid.
done my best not to candy kids up. I'm going to be honest because I understand now even more at a greater depth what happens when your child is candied up. And it makes life a little difficult for about 30 minutes.
As soon as it hits the lips. Like it just like, and they're like,
I tried last night.
running
I was
laps.
not feeling good, so I was like, oh, candy up. It did not make things better.
This is my little girl. She's FaceTiming.
uh-oh.
We can take it.
We can take it. I don't know what's going on. Hello? Oh, wait. This is one of the boys.
Did
Really?
they FaceTime you on accident? Or like they know what they're doing,
No, they
right?
know what they're doing. What's up, little man?
Say something.
Hey. You were going to talk to me? I love you.
Can you tell which one it is, or are they showing you them?
It's Mackie.
Oh, Mac. Mac, what's up? Mackie, what you
hear
doing?
Uncle?
Mackie,
He said, yeah.
we're FaceTiming.
Gotcha. All right, love you, baby.
Some
Bye.
technology.
Yeah, my 2-year-olds can successfully FaceTime people. I came in the other day and it got a little quiet, and then I started hearing this chatter. So I came in, I was in our room, and I walked into the living room. I'm like, what are they doing? And the twins are sitting there with Mercy's iPad, and they're calling their grandparents. And like, hang up, call the next grandparent, like moving down her little call, like it's her little emergency call list, right? And they're going to just be hitting me up now, like every 10 seconds.
She answered. She answered.
She knows.
Yeah, I saw, or I heard a story the other day that I guess your mom, that the kids were calling her being, something didn't go the way it was supposed to. And, and they're
man.
heading just like, hey, what's going on? Like, hey, come get me. Like what? I miss you. Just trying to have conversations. Like, I'm at work. You know, what are you doing?
It was Mercy. She didn't want us to leave. We had to do some work that day. And so she called grandparents. She called the girl who nannies for us, who is in Dallas right now. And she was weeping. I need you. Where are you? I'm like, oh my goodness, this child. I was gone for like 2 hours.
That's funny.
And I came home with prizes.
With treats, prizes, the works. They just miss you.
They do. They're so precious. I miss them when I'm gone too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to one day have kids.
You're going to have
It'll be
kids
fun.
one day?
One day.
How soon?
Long time. Long time.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. It's 10:39. It's KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Corey Asbury with Endless Hallelujah. Stay tuned. We're talking to Pastor Catherine Rudolph right here on KHEA Radio.
And if you are watching on our Facebook page right now, we are giving away some League City Music Festival and Barbecue Cook-Off tickets. All you have to do is like, share, and comment on this video, and you have a chance to win those. Earlier, we gave away a cheese board for anyone who left a cheese comment.
Holly Ann.
So you missed that. Holly Ann won the cheese board while Chef Mary Bass was in studio.
Yeah. Hey, that was that's distracting, especially during a ramp. That was like the second time doing that to me this morning, just like waving into my head. I'm like, I'm looking at 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm just like, okay.
I know. I was like, oh, that's not enough time. I thought it was a longer one, but I didn't look. That's my fault. Do you want to play that video really fast of what's taking place at Easter?
We've already watched it 3 times.
Well, like,
let's wait a little bit longer.
Okay, we'll wait.
We'll wait a little bit longer, and
All right,
maybe
it's
before we
queued.
go on, it is in the queue.
It's queued.
So, hey, if you've seen that, let us know. What's up, Desiree? Hey, I saw Mrs. Carricker get on here. David Carricker. Marseille, I miss you. When are you coming back to visit? Let us know. Want to hang out. Go eat some tacos. That cheese board was good. Catherine, are you a fan of stuff like that?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love cheese, but I like cheese boards.
So next Thursday night, they're at Little Bella Mia, which is right at 646.
I've not been there yet. I heard it's really good.
You gotta go. Like, it's so good. They're gonna do $12 cheese boards from Chef Mary Bass. She did 50 last night.
Wow.
So you got to get there early so that you can get those.
Very nice.
Ethan's watching me. What's going on, Ethan? What did I do?
Nothing. I was just
Just watching.
making sure you knew.
I do know. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Hey, we have the Apostles' Creed. Did you want to hear it?
I do.
Okay. So I don't have it memorized anymore. Apparently, I was way off.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to hear it, but since Catherine does, we can.
Okay.
We can hear it.
It says, I believe in God the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth. I believe in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary. He suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended into hell. On the third day, he rose again. He ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of the Father. From there, he will come to judge the living and the dead. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. Amen.
I thought
Very nice.
the Lutheran, denomination and Catholic, they're just that closely connected.
Well,
They
I
share a
think-
creed or what?
They do. So it had a note here. It said, it's like when they refer to the Holy Catholic Church, it's like the Christian church. They're just saying it as the Catholic Church, but they believe in the Christian church.
Okay.
Okay.
But the Lutheran
Interesting.
Church, if like looking back at history, Martin Luther like posted like, hey, this is what I find fault-wise with the Catholic Church, and broke off and did
From there.
Yeah.
did
basic-
the Lutheran Church. And so he took a lot of what they did. I know like marriage and there's like baptism are some of the stuff that they still kept over from the Catholic Church, but I forget what those are called in the Catholic Church, but there's like a certain word that they're called, but they don't do all of them. There's like 13 that the Catholic Church does, and there's only 2 that the Lutheran Church
We should
does.
ask Pastor Cindy. She grew up Catholic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did. I started going, where we went to church since I remember, and then it was the Catholic Church until I was about 5. And then we
did
went to
not
a
know
different
that.
church. Yeah. So the thing that I liked about Catholic Church was, and this may just because I'm Hispanic and we went to, it's funny, but there was like the Hispanic Catholic Church where the people who are Mexican or Hispanic went. And then there was like the white church where mainly the white people went. And that may be based on like the side of town it was on. But before church, they would have like the trucks would roll up and have like the dessert bread, the pan. When we go to Oaxaca, they got that whole little case there. So trucks rolled up with all that, and so you'd buy the sweet bread, the little pigs, and all that. And then after church, they would have chorizo tacos, and boom, it was like my favorite. I was like, I love church. I get my pigs before, and then I get some of the chorizo tacos, and that's where I found out that like chorizo is like one of my absolute favorite breakfast foods. And then also they do like the cake. The bazaars, which is like a carnival type thing, but they would do it like in front of there, and it's like, oh, it's the bazaar, cakewalk, ring toss. It was just fun as a kid.
That reminds me of the movie Pollyanna. Have either of y'all ever seen that movie?
No, what's that about?
It's about this little girl who goes to live with some family members, and she ends up. It's kind of a tragic story now that I think about it.
We're like over here like smiling and be like, oh yeah, this is a great story. And you're
But
like,
she falls and she breaks her legs and she can't walk anymore. And so it's about like learning to accept things that happen in life, moving forward, not being angry at God. But they have a church bazaar. I haven't heard the word bazaar in a long time.
Usually you hear bazaar and it's like, how bizarre? Like that's
Yeah.
weird.
oh, there was a song, wasn't that?
That was the lyrics.
Okay.
How bizarre. Yeah, it is.
Apparently, I should have said that as a secular. So yesterday we were talking about like subjective sin.
Oh, God.
No. Okay.
Wow, that was like both of y'all are like,
Yeah, because I said, he was like, can we talk about that? I was like, no, I don't want to talk about it again because
we
I
won't
don't
bring it
understand
up.
what you don't understand about it.
No, I just find it as an interesting subject. Is all. It's a fun subject to talk about.
It's not fun.
But I was like, subjective sin. Like if you listen to secular music, and pastor was like walking in as I'm saying this, like, yeah, I listen to secular music and I don't think it's a sin. And he goes, Name 3 secular songs that are good for you.
First of all, your impression, and I hope someone tag Pastor Howland so we can go back and watch this.
That wasn't like me trying to impersonate Pastor
Did you
Howland.
hear that? He's like,
did.
name 3 secular.
did.
I was here in
sounded
person.
so evil.
No,
Yeah.
it
He was like, "Hey, name 3 good secular songs," and he was like, Benny and the Jets." Is actually what he said.
I wasn't trying to impersonate. Wow, I'm gonna.
At
Can you mute my mic?
Pastor Howland. Let's see.
Walter Howland. WG. WG.
I know.
Hallam.
Walter Howland.
WG Hallam is
Okay.
at WG Hallam.
Okay,
That's Walter Hallam Ministries.
I don't want that one. I want his personal. But I'll tag what I can get. Boom, tag. So there's that. Wow. So Miss Carricker said, "I agree with your comment about when a situation in life hits you hard. It is amazing how the Holy Spirit inside of us seems to take over and brings guidance and comfort."
That's awesome.
That is true. Miss Carricker, we appreciate you. She's
Just
Can I
mute
fire
my mic.
Kurt?
I didn't
Can I
see what
fire
happened
Kurt?
over there. I don't know if I want to.
No.
I get awkward.
He does. Kurt's
Sorry.
like, he just starts. You know, I try and think before I speak or before I do stuff.
I do too.
Kurt doesn't. He like does something and then he thinks and then it's just like, oh, I'm back.
Wow.
I'm back in my body. Like what's going on?
I'm gonna remove my camera off the screen as well. It could just be you and Kat's show.
Put it on Ethan.
I can't. It's stuck.
All of a sudden, I can't adjust it. It's stuck. It's stuck. So, all right. Let's see. We got about 35 seconds left. We'll probably go on one more time and just talk about everything that's going on here in the community. So let's see. We're playing House Fires, Mountain to Valley. I don't know if I've ever heard this song. Let's see. Did you put that in, Ethan? I did. Okay. So I'm going to need you to take that out.
We add about 50 new songs every week to our rotation. So if you're
Very
listening
nice.
on the FM.
9 seconds, and this is the end of this song. Here you go. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Kurt.
It's 10:47 a.m. If you're watching on Facebook, we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. We're going to be giving away some tickets to the League City Music Festival and Barbecue Cook-Off. Is taking place that first weekend of May. You'll have the opportunity to go Friday, Saturday, or the entire weekend, depending on what your preference is. So like, share, comment this video on Facebook, and you'll have the opportunity to win. If you're listening on 99.5 FM, we appreciate you too. You can call a friend, text a friend, tell them to go to KHEAradio.com. You can listen from anywhere. And then you can also go on to Facebook and join in on the fun, some of the behind-the-scenes action, and have the opportunity to win those tickets and passes as well.
Yeah, we do a lot of giveaways here at KHEA Radio. You know, later on today, we're going to be announcing the winners of the Bontemps Roller Cajun Throwdown. So if you did like, share, comment on that video, stand by because we're going to be announcing those winners later this afternoon. We're also going to be announcing the winners of our Goat Yoga Houston from yesterday's show. Also, we have the cruise giveaway where you have a chance to win an entire cruise. Thanks to Karen and the team at Your Vacation Edge giving us that opportunity. We will be picking that winner on May 31st.
I'm excited for that cruise giveaway. It's going awesome. Like, people seem like they're pumped. And there's a couple people that are pretty convinced they're going to win. What do you think?
Have you seen people are now going back every single day to
I love it.
comment?
I
and
love
I
it.
love it. So
Yeah.
we don't know how the software picks the names.
A little bit. But
We don't.
We
So
know a
you
little
could-
bit.
Well, a little bit. But you can go back in and comment every single day, and it might increase your odds. So if
So
you,
wait, who picks the winner?
a computer.
software.
Oh.
It's completely random. So that way, if somebody ever wanted to come back and say like, "Oh, you only choose your winner, like your friends to win," we can say, "Nah, we don't."
Yeah, we've had that happen where people say like, "Oh, y'all are just picking your friends." We're like, we're literally not. Our software, intern Ethan, just goes through and just picks a winner.
Yeah, it's it's called a Facebook comment selector, and so it picks people who
so
like.
it's Facebook software.
Yeah,
that
it's
does it.
somebody who likes, shares, and comments. We tell them you have to like, share, and comment, and then
Mm-hmm.
it picks one random person from that.
I see.
It's awesome. It's great.
You've already said too much.
Oh, dang.
You've already said way too much. But if you go back and comment and share and like or react,
It does increase your odds.
it may increase your odds. Is from what we understand. So
Nice.
That's an opportunity for somebody.
You blessed somebody last week with cruise tickets.
Yes, we did. We had a gentleman that had been here, like 30 years? Is that what we said, on staff?
I think he said 32.
Between the school and the church that had served here on staff and retired. I think this is actually his second retirement, but officially retired. And so, yeah, he and his wife get to go on a cruise.
So if he comes back on staff after this cruise, are y'all going to be like, okay, dude, like you got to retire? Like, we're not going to give you a cruise every time. Like, how many
No,
times?
I'm not going to lie. If he wanted to come back on staff, I would welcome him with open arms.
Cruise and all.
Right, cruise and all.
Yeah.
You know, was it hard to give away the cruise, though? Because it was hard for us.
After filming it.
Yeah. We were like, why didn't we go on the cruise ourselves?
I don't want to go on a cruise. This is why. I know they're amazing. So, cruise line people, we love you. But I get car sick.
Mm-hmm.
I've been deep sea fishing once with like the Dramamine, the bracelet, everything. I was sick as a dog. And we weren't even like, like on a cruise, you're 10 days out, 7 days out. And I'm thinking, man, if I got sick,
Miserable.
I'm just stuck. Yeah.
Yeah. But how long would you have to be out there before you adapt? Because I get seasick too, and I'm thinking about this. Like, if I was out, if this was the rest of my life, hopefully I'd adapt.
Right.
Or just like fall in the water. I'm like, no, I'm out. I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know either. But when we were on the boat, Kurt was like, it's rocking. I feel it. And they were like, dude, the boat is like secured, tied, strapped down. It's not going. He was like, oh, whoa, there you go. Going across the thing. We're like, dude.
You probably looked out and saw
Settle
the
down.
water like it was the illusion of you
Maybe
moving.
so.
I could feel
But
it every once in a while, like shake a little bit. But the food itself, I would be like,
The ice cream machine.
that would overtake anything,
He was like
right?
underneath the thing, and he's like, Gardy, just hold it down. And it was strawberry and chocolate, which, usually it's like vanilla and chocolate, and then you can get the swirl. But they were like the madmen, crazy scientists, took strawberry and chocolate and then just
swirled them together.
I've never
does sound good.
had ice cream that good before in my life.
Seriously,
Dead serious.
Never before.
Never. It was literally the best. Maybe it was because we worked so hard, like filming that day, that it was just so relieving.
Well, we got up early, like in Galveston. Whenever we get to somewhere, we had our show at Macio's,
So we had to be here at like 6:30 that morning.
which is like only like 5 minutes earlier than we're normally here, preparing for every day. Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, of course. Of course.
And so then, like, we're at Macio's in Galveston, set up, had a show, set up, broke down. Then it was a chore finding and getting through security to get on there. So then we finally got there, and then we got to relax because we had just been on the move like all day, it felt like. And then it was just like,
so maybe
buffet
that
ice
was
cream.
it. It was the ice cream after
Okay.
refreshing. Ashley said I got sick when I got back on land after the cruise. Felt like I was rocking for the 3 days after I got home, and then
That's
she dropped
interesting.
some like throw up emojis. So
That's
thank you.
how I
Ashley.
was when I got
After?
off of the boat. Like, I was sick on the boat, but when I came home, I thought I can just go home and like close my eyes and sleep. And when I would close my eyes, even like
It's rocking.
oh my goodness, it was just So I don't know if I could live through that again. I don't know if the swirl ice cream is worth it for me
Yeah.
to like be rocking like
We'll
that.
get you on a cruise. I'm gonna start talking to Mercy about Disney cruises and be
Oh,
like, "There's
Lord.
Disney cruises, the best thing ever." And then
you
she's
don't
gonna be
have
like,
to.
"You have to take us on a
My
Disney
in-laws
cruise."
have been trying to get us to go for years. They have cruised like everywhere, all over Europe, all over the U.S. and Central America. I think they're going on a cruise later this year, and I'm
Nice.
just like, oh,
Have they cruised
can't-
out of Galveston, or are they
yeah,
going
they've
from other
cruised
places?
out of Galveston.
Have they ever cruised out of Galveston and not visited you guys? I can see that happen. They're like, "Hey, we're on a timeline."
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Before they moved down here, just like, "Oh yeah, we flew to Houston to go on a cruise." We're saying all this to say we're giving away a cruise with Royal Caribbean, Your Vacation Edge, Cruise Planners. This has been a long time in the works. We're excited to make it happen.
Next is a car and then a house, and KHEA is just going to keep giving things away. So we say all that because we love giving things away.
It's fun. It's fun to see people going on these trips and just to give these like gift cards and everything else. So if you want to reach out to us about potentially promoting your business and giving something away through KHEA, you can do that. Send us an email.
Yeah, you can also give us a call or text at 346-704-1806. That's 346-704-1806.
So right now it's 10:54. We're talking to Catherine Rudolph, the executive pastor at Abundant Life. Can you walk us through not a typical day, but like as the executive pastor, you have your hand in most things.
Sure.
And how is that? It seems like you would be very busy.
I am busy.
Mm-hmm.
No day is alike. I will say that. Every day is completely different. But yeah, I mean, it's just helping to connect people, helping to connect ministries better in the church so that everything can function, because it takes everybody doing their part to make services happen. Of course, that's the main thrust, is the services that we do. And then the events come behind that. And yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of texting, emailing, calling people, knowing which way they prefer to be communicated with, right? So that you actually get a response from people. But it's a lot of fun. I was trying to think the other day. I started at Abundant Life part-time role at 17. And I probably shouldn't say this. I'll be 38 this year.
What?
So it's been 20 years. 20 years
Working.
of working.
I always think you're like
time to
my
retire.
age, like 31.
Time to retire.
Yeah, how long you doing this before you retire? Is that an option? Because I was thinking about it. If we're giving out cruises, I mean, I've only been working here for not that long, like maybe like 4 years or something.
Well, if it's cruising, I got 12 more years to get where.
So 30's the goal?
Yeah, maybe so.
Man, if there was like a 4-year retirement package or something like that.
Well,
available.
as a teacher, you had to work 25 years or like something like where you combine your age with the amount of service. Is there a church rule for that? Like,
not that I know of. That's a Pastor Hallam question.
Yeah, go ahead and call him up. Let's put him on the. Here, I got you wired in.
We'll let you ask that, Kurt.
Kurt asked me. He's like, he filters like all these ideas of like him, you know, where he comes out on top, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, hey, so yeah, if we could just like, you know, if you could just run that by him, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
What good does that do anybody else but you? There's so many other things we can do. And I'm like, you ask him. He's like, well, you know,
He wants you to like slip it in at like family lunch or something.
Yeah. Can you talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, this is the awkward bit.
these things. So Pastor Cat's never coming back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We love having you here.
That's like a question mark at the end.
I know,
We
right?
love
That
having you
expression
here.
did not back up the statement.
We only have a couple minutes
I feel
left,
like
Kurt.
it's always good to go run these ideas through Gardy.
And usually, if it's a good idea, I'm like, hey, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
But
we'll
see,
run that through
it's
somebody
the
else.
Filter.
Or
You're my filter, Gardy. You're the filter of the bad ideas.
But whenever I
It
tell
is
you,
good that you have a filter now.
yes,
it's me.
I don't just like.
Sorry about
I don't
that.
call Pastor Cat and be like, hey, the radio station would like to do this.
but if I tell him, I'm like, you know what, that's probably not the best idea.
Then I go to Pastor
or
Cat.
it's not. The he does. I'm like, it's not.
That
it's
is
not
true.
the best time for that. I'll say it's just not. Maybe 6 months from now, 3 months, or maybe you should ask that last year.
I love
you know?
how yesterday after our lunch meeting with Pastor, I said, well, Pastor said that we could have like a $2 million tower to expand our FM signal. She didn't buy it.
No, I said if there's $2 million going around, I get to disperse that for
Here's
the church.
the other thing that I don't understand, and I talked to my wife Jennifer about this.
Oh, great.
So we were talking about a KHEA radio app, and Pastor Hallam's app is in production.
Right.
It should be done. I'm hoping
Close.
it's close, right?
Close.
And so Pastor Hallam was like, well, why don't we have a KHEA radio app? We should have one. Yeah, get on that. Let's do it. You know, what is the cost associated? We're like, yeah, we'd be able to do this and this. And Kurt was like, well, Pastor Hallam, you know, we're going to wait till we get yours. I'm like, dude, if something gets the green light and I haven't had this conversation with you,
Run.
Yeah, you don't do that. And for me, I wasn't going to be like, what are you doing? You know, like calling it out like right there, but later I was like,
no, that's what you
why did
should
he
do.
do that?
No, just say stop. We'll do them both.
Yeah, and that's
We'll do them both.
it's a possibility.
We got it.
So
All right,
what,
we got
what was
the green
running through your
light?
head? No, well, you pretty much were like, no, we're not going to do that. We want to be honoring of you, and so in which you still can be by finishing the app. You know, getting it done, and then
Burn.
KHEA Radio,
Finish it.
our app would be simple.
We just have 2 things that we have to get done on it, and then it's done. So then we can work on the KHEA app.
They could be 6 months from now.
The 2 things? No, it's literally after the Easter week is done, we'll get the Walter Hallam Ministries app out, and then we'll get the KHEA Radio app out
Very
as well.
nice.
So it could be out. It could have been out today.
Wow.
It probably could have, because ours would be simple. Here's the things we want: play music, watch our video, contact us, potential like prayer requests, and I think like that's good enough for us to launch.
Amen. Let's do it.
Easy, good to go. Push notifications.
Ethan, your job. Get the app.
Get the app. Download the Abundant Life app. That's an app as well. So we're out of time. Catherine, is there anything else you'd like to share?
We just want to invite everybody to come out Easter weekend to one or all of the services and events that we're offering. If you can't come to but one thing, come Sunday morning. Be here for church with your entire family for Easter Sunday. Happy Easter.
All right, thank you for joining us. This is KHEA Radio. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. We're on location. We're going to be getting our nails done, maybe.
Bay Colony Nails, come and join us. We're going to be live at 8:30. We're going to have a pack show. We're going to be talking to a bunch of local restaurants. We're going to be talking to Fob on Me Bistro and Grill. We're going to be talking to Natasha about Chef's Tables Charities again tomorrow. And then it's just going to be a fun packed show. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 here on KHEA Radio.
Are we also talking to a local wrestler that's going to be wrestling?
Yes,
on
we're
Friday?
going to be talking about an event that's taking place tomorrow night in Santa Fe, professional wrestling.
Boom. So something you don't want to miss. Stay tuned to KHEA Radio throughout the day. We have an awesome show coming up. Ethan, are you going to be on today? Oh, my gosh. The Young Escape, KHEA Radio. Stay tuned.
Bye, guys.